Hello, hello. Today we're gonna be watching Max Carson, Bad Parson, That Darkness himself. Just fucking absolutely just abolish his career. Like the age of consent. I'm sorry. To be clear, I was, and I don't know if I still am a MrGirl fan. So this isn't like a hater situation, right? I'm not vindicated. I am fucking, this is the most depressing shit that's happened on stream. And I'll say it again, I'll say it like I said it in my video. This is more depressing than the time that guy jumped from a fucking building live on Ice Poseidon stream. So with all that being said, let's hear what Max Carson, Bad Parson, That Darkness has to say.
No intro this time,
because it's really serious. No intro, guys. This is a really serious situation. Oh, there you. Yeah, it's not appropriate.
The tone. And the lights aren't colored, so this is it. We're a little more serious of a hotline because of the seriousness of what we're talking about.
I'm glad that he's taking everything super seriously.
We don't know each other at all.
No.
The only time we've interacted was she was on my abortion panel.
Yeah, I've seen this bitch on the abortion panel.
Ago.
Seems kind of annoying.
And yeah, so I wasn't sure.
Not annoying.
She seems
kind of spineless.
What's happening, but
I'll say that.
Kind of last minute, I was like, hey, this is what's happening.
She's but a mere child. It's okay.
So if you guys are horrible, she's gonna leave, or my mods will make you leave. So again, you can be angry, you can be frustrated. So I just want to draw a line at like
you just can't comment on our bodies.
A certain type of vicious vitriol that probably won't be tolerated.
Oh, really, Mr. I'm not gonna moderate shit, Mr. I would never ban people. Now, how severely they criticize me.
Figure it out.
They can be hateful. They can say mean shit to me. Just don't comment about my body, Mr. I'm gonna start banning people now, though. Interesting.
No, this is not a victim.
It's interesting how the cookie crumbles.
To anything that's going on. We had planned. She was going to co-host the show with me already.
It's so fascinating how all this works out in the end, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah.
Fuck me.
Hi, my name is Johnny.
God damn
Scarlett.
it, Max.
Max
I'm already
asked me
heated.
to do this about a month ago, and I was interested.
I'm upset.
So here we are.
I'm
tonight.
upset.
If you've never seen me before, I'm an educational streamer on Twitch.
What do you educate about?
So we talk about a lot of different stuff. We talk about everything from metaphysics
She's really cringe.
to philosophy to like
not a
what's
fan.
happening in modern science and politics. Usually the most popular streams are philosophy.
And the first question we already have is, are those elf ears?
They are elf ears, yeah.
Nice.
Are you one of those
I'm an
single
elf. Fun
peer
fact.
people? Do I look like a double fucking rainbow?
When you
to
say you're an elf,
you must be upset. Are you upset? No,
because you know that.
Are you upset? Say it.
I'm upset.
Say it so the whole band can hear you.
I'm upset.
You know that when you say you're an elf.
Louder!
I'm upset.
Oh yeah, there's always technical.
I'm upset. I'm upset.
There's some people who are
upset.
literally going to say that they're an elf. So when you say you're an elf, how seriously should we take that?
Oh, I do not identify as an elf.
Okay.
I cosplay as an elf exclusively, yes.
Okay. So it's play.
That's what everyone wants to hear about today.
Okay.
On this episode of the MrGirl Hotline.
Do you have any questions for me
about this girl?
About what's going on?
Well,
thank you, Max.
So you guys originally, Max and I were going to
to
talk about just general stuff, you know, have a little conversation and then take some call-ins. That was what we had originally planned for.
Right.
And yeah, kind of last minute, you messaged me and you were like, things are going down. Yeah. So well, are you doing okay, friend? Are you having a hard time? Okay.
Yeah, I've been
I'm so
pretty upset.
I'm such a victim
for the past few
God.
days. Yeah.
God, Mr. Girl.
No, I mean, like, I'm an emotional person. I've been sobbing pretty consistently for a few days. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I'm not doing okay.
Well, there seems to be a lot going on. I know it involves a couple of other streamers, probably. Do you want to kind of outline it with that? Would that be good?
Daddy density.
Yeah, if you could just host the show and I'll just co-host, that would be great.
That'd be also cool, yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So the outline is.
God damn, I need to change my fucking thumbnail for my video. Hold on.
But yeah.
Over the past year, my opinion of Destiny and his community has soured. I didn't have an opinion until I was in it, and I was already like, one of the top streamers in the orbiters before I even knew what was going on. I never watched his streams before. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who any of these people were. Over the course of the year, I came to the conclusion that the community
Alright,
is
I need to
abusive
change the thumbnail.
and that Destiny is abusive. For sure, emotionally.
It's so cute, yeah.
And, I believe I think he's emotionally abusive to people that he has sex
How do I delete this
which I would
thumbnail?
say is some kind of sexual misconduct. And I kept hearing
Bro.
more and more about it, and thinking more and more about it, and then so eventually I told him I wanted him to change the way he runs the community to make it less abusive.
You wanted
And
to
he
change the
was
way it runs the community, so you had some
very
control
resistant,
over it.
And then I left, and I was like, I can't be part of this anymore. Even though I had already gotten banned from YouTube and Twitch, I was like,
Every
still-
valid point that you had
even
was
if
a
this
shroud
means, like,
for your own
not
ego,
having
you
this as,
fuck.
like a career anymore. Like all the money I get from like being close to you, it's not worth it. I left, and then I heard more things that were disturbing, and I started asking around. And at first, I was kind of thinking of myself as like an investigator, like a journalist.
No, you weren't. Maybe he
And
was.
then,
Maybe he's
I was
actually
talking
that
to Shannon, and
fucking
she pointed out
delusional.
that I'm one of the victims, as well.
Yeah,
And I
yeah. I was looking for.
broke
I got
the
really
phone.
upset about the way Destiny
And
moderates his shit.
So
So,
now the message I'm
I
sending
went around
from
and started
people in
asking
DMs that
around,
I'm
and
asking them
I thought of
about their
myself as an
experiences, 'cause so many people
investigator.
had, like, public falling
But
outs,
then I realized that
where they
in
were
the
dogpiled
end,
by the
as with
community,
every
and-
situation,
and
I'm.
left.
It turns out that I'm the victim.
The DM now is like, I am coming forward to speak out against emotional abuse in Destiny's community, and do you want to talk about your experience? And like, there's already a few other people that are part of it.
Essentially creating a fucking manifesto, getting all of the fucking the Super League of Destiny haters, the Justice League, the Social Justice League.
Ask you if you want to be part of it anonymously or publicly, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. Destiny caught wind of this because some of the people, even some of the people who are speaking out against him, are still, very caught in this, and they're sending him
Yeah.
screenshots.
They're
at
so
the same time
scared.
that they're like giving me, information.
They should be. Fuck them.
Which I knew would happen, and then he preemptively did a stream where he called me a rapist. Which I knew would happen, even though he doesn't think I'm a rapist. But just to destroy my credibility, smeared me. And
I think he just gave you a little too much
No,
fucking
and
charity the
dogpiled
first
by
time
his
around,
community.
dog. I don't think he's making up.
and
Would you
Making
this,
that up,
This
buddy.
is the thing that is abusive about
What you
him,
did was a
and one
little
of the
fucking
things that
rapey. I agree. Consent is
he will
complicated,
attack you.
my
He will rip
friend.
you apart publicly if you even question his behavior. It's a super coercive, abusive system that he's built.
Yeah. Now, if I can just say right now, I want to be clear that I've interacted with Destiny before. We know each other. I
Sure.
am not especially close to this person. And I think,
You don't have
I think
to take
just
a side.
for the audience. No, that's what I'm saying is like, I think for the sake of the audience, I want to say like, I'm not going to be a MrGirl stan immediately on this stream or anything like that. I was just asked to be here, and I think you guys can sort of think of me as a neutral third party almost.
I try to invite
don't.
guests that are not my allies. So I invited you because we don't really have a connection. We're not friends. We're not allies.
That's not
I
Chud
know
Logic
we have,
hosted the last
a
hotline, by the
friendly
way. I don't
rapport.
know
We've never even really talked though.
what the
off
fuck
stream.
he's talking about.
So,
Why he would say that. He's just lying.
Yeah, the reason I invited you, my last guest was President Sunday, who was like super critical of me all the time. He spent like half the time he was on here just like grilling me.
I'm pretty sure that
and
was the
criticizing
guest
me.
before Chud
So,
Logic.
like,
but-
the point of the show is not like, it's not like MrGirl and friends. Some people I've invited are.
it's
I'm
Mr.
friendly
Girl
with,
and
but-
whoever wants
Yeah.
to come
So
on.
just to be
sure.
clear, I didn't invite you to take my side or anything.
I see. Yeah.
But now that you're here, could you
And
please take my side?
There's a lot of this type of thing that goes on in the Twitch space. I realize that I tend to be a little bit more separated from it. because I don't do reaction streams and I don't do a lot of like co-streams with other more entertainment valued people. Like I said, I'm more on the educational side of Twitch.
Yeah.
And so we're generally talking about like real world stuff on my stream. You know what I'm saying? Not that this isn't real
Yeah,
world. I'm
yeah.
sure it feels very real world to you, you know?
Well, it's not that it feels really real world. It actually is.
I hope they fight on this. That's beautiful.
Like this is your actual reputation that you're talking about.
It's my. I'm saying I'm saying I'm an abuse victim. I'm not saying I'm not.
Oh
playing
my
an abuse
god.
victim on
Oh
TV.
my fucking god,
like
bro.
my content. I don't know if you've ever watched my content. I'm not.
You don't
I'm not-
understand.
I've never done a reaction.
No, you're not
video
getting it. This is. I'm
or,
really
like,
an
I don't-
abuse.
I'm
I'm
not like
really a victim, guys.
drama streamer.
He didn't wear his victim shirt today.
don't
Coincidence? He's worn it for like the past
yeah,
4 hotlines, but not today.
I feel like you're making it sound like
Interesting.
this isn't real. What I'm talking about.
It isn't.
So
Well,
that's fine if you want to be neutral. That's fine. But I think it feels very real to you is making my ears perk up.
no, when I said that, I mean that it is real to you, you know. What I guess I'm getting at is the feelings that people sometimes get, especially chatters, from online spaces.
She's probably
having
she's used to
some
talking to
amount
people that have been
of
raped and shit.
turmoil, is generally, for the chatter side, it's generally a lot of entertainment. It's something that they can just watch and then forget about. But when it feels real to you, it's because it's actually happening to you.
She's trying to back down. She very
yeah.
clearly. That's very clearly what she
I'm a bit
meant. What's
sensitive
that?
about this.
It's
I
not
think you'll
real.
find.
She tried to
throughout this
backpedal. That's why
entire
she said it
stream.
feels real to you, because she was backpedaling. But
And that's okay, dude. It's okay to be sensitive, and it's okay to show your emotions on stream. I think it's becoming more okay to do that on the internet, which is probably a good thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like...
Wow.
There's a good amount of care that I do want to take with this now that I know that this is happening to you, so...
Yeah. Well, it's not. You
Well-
don't know what's happening to me. You just know I'm making a claim.
I'm
So
a
let's.
victim.
That is true.
I'm gonna try to help you be neutral because if you say things that are not neutral,
it's so cute.
against me,
Mr. Girl does
I'm
that
gonna get
little.
pissy at you. If you say things
well,
that are
actually,
not neutral
I
against
could be
Destiny,
wrong.
you're gonna
Just
get
for a
clipped
moment.
and called like a liar.
Just
about
enough to give
something
him
you're not about.
credibility, though.
So I'm gonna. I want to.
Not any real, like, good faith interpretations of
Cool.
what people's
So
criticism
nobody
is.
knows
though.
anything that's happening. I haven't. Oh yeah, I wasn't intending to come forward with any of this until I.
No, you're just gonna muddle
passed
around
and
behind the scenes
figured
and
out
put
what I
together a
think
big
about this and, like, written about
manifesto.
it. But it was leaked, and then he preemptively struck. So now,
It's like you got fucking caught, dumb fuck. You
So,
wanted to come
do
with the
you
element of
want to
surprise.
do you want to divulge anything that you feel is emotionally tumultuous for you? That's been happening to you?
I mean, I'll just say broadly,
victim.
there is a power structure that is just inherently really abusive. I mean, you can see it happening right
It's
now.
not
where
abusive.
if
It can be harmful.
you
Say that.
question
It
Destiny,
can be harmful. Jesus fucking
This
Christ,
is what
man.
happens. There's a constant.
Like, any good
threat.
point you had is
Everybody's
gone now.
constantly tiptoeing and afraid of what will happen if they even disagree with him. Some things are okay to disagree with. Some amount of disagreement is okay. Like it's not like a.
Bro, half of
I
Destiny's
don't-
stream is people coming on and
I don't want to
arguing.
make broad strokes generalizations.
With
I'll just say that,
Destiny.
there's a
What are you
threat.
talking
and
about?
this is the threat. This is what happens.
Unhinged, actually.
Like in
You've
my
already-
Sorry.
Have you
go
already
ahead.
started experiencing things from his community? And it sounds like it may not even be yet directly.
This poor
from
fuck is like
the
caught in the
streamer
middle of
himself.
this. This is so sad for.
No, he made a video calling
God
me
damn.
a rapist and a abuser and a liar.
No,
and
he,
a manipulator.
you dumb
Basically
fuck. He called you an
saying
abuser.
that I'm
But he talked about your creepy
gonna trick
fucking
a bunch of
video
people
that was rapey.
into
You
coming forward.
probably raped her in a way.
it's just to discredit me, but
Interesting.
yeah.
Consent's complicated. That was the point of the video.
Alright,
The point of the
well,
video was that
anything
you raped her,
anything wanna say
you dumb
about this, or
fuck.
should we start taking calls, or do you want to talk about anything else?
Well,
can't-
Honestly, it really sounds like this is what everybody wants to.
Yeah,
talk about
that's
it.
what everyone wants
so
to
hard-
fucking
it's
talk
so
about.
hard
To get to the
I'm sure
goddamn
we'll get
meat and
callers who are like,
potatoes, motherfucker.
do you like vegetables more? Or fruits? Yeah, but I don't know. The other thing is I don't want to say much about it, so but it's also impossible to talk about anything else.
That is true. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to talk about it either.
Start taking calls
If I'd completely destroyed my fucking career,
Paper.
I'm gonna go back to have fun at the gym,
Turtle
motherfucker.
has super chatted $5. No feral
Virginia
dragon
Tech
erotica
Andy.
in this stream, I swear. Oh yeah, Turtle likes to super chat dragon erotica.
Oh.
Oh, Ziploc Baggy is super chatted $5. Just spite the haters. Thank you. Oh yeah, the best way to get back at these people who hate me is to give me as much money as possible.
For the record, bleed Mr. Girl dry. Cancel your Patreon subscription.
That's not really true.
Don't report
The best way
anything.
is to
If you
keep
report
your
anything,
eyes
you're
and ears
cringe.
open and think for yourself. That's what I want. You to
Oh, I'm
do.
thinking. He's really making me think.
Friends.
Hi, everybody. I've just been put into the room.
Nice.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to MrGirl Hotline. How can I help you? How can we help you?
I think that I've had a few things I jotted down that I want to talk about, but I've been listening
Alright.
to you talk about the in the preamble and sensing the emotion in the room.
Yeah.
The catalyst for why. So to start, I've watched online this sphere, whatever it is, for a while, on and off, kind of as someone watches Jerry Springer. I don't go in any of the Discords. I don't go in any of the Reddits.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting, and I think the dynamics are interesting, and it's kind of like junk television. And I think that it's also perverse, the honest emotions that get tangled up in that.
What?
I decided now to
I'm a
break the
Mr. Girl
silence
fan for sure.
in putting
I
myself
was a
into this
Mr. Girl
world.
fan. I understand.
Because of something, I think it was last hotline you said, Max. It was a throwaway comment. You were musing about the last year that was there. And you said, I came to a point where I thought, why do I care so much what these people think? Paraphrasing.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about that all week. And I've been thinking about the difficulty that when you get tossed into the storm and you don't know which way is up or down.
This guy sounds
when
crazy.
It's
but
so hard to orient yourself.
Who
You start to
knows?
lose sight.
The way his voice is shaking is kind of freaking me out. I'm not gonna lie.
I started watching this area again when you came in. And I thought you were trying to do the impossible. I thought you were trying to drain the quagmire or the swamp that's here.
Yep, and he was
And
lying.
I thought that was really interesting.
He was the swamp. Mr. Girl was the fucking swamp all along.
And I
He
was
betrayed all of
wondering
us.
if
He
you would
betrayed
actually
you.
be able to focus on people's better angels of their nature. And I think the hardest part of this is that you didn't. From what I saw, you let yourself succumb to what this world is, and that's where
Yep.
I think
But maybe Max was always like that. Maybe we
The
just didn't
regret
see it.
feeling
Maybe we're the dumb
comes
fucks. Maybe I'm the dumb fuck. Damn.
I'll talk about something for myself. I had a girlfriend.
I would
Oh,
like you
sorry.
to talk about what
You.
you just said about me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
would
can
too.
I give an example from me? And I think it's the same way. It's how
No.
I've been thinking about it. No? All right.
I would like you to explain what you just said about me, and then I don't really want you to relate it to yourself. I'm trying to get people away from
Away
talking
from.
about,
I understand. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, because if you
I
say
think-
something about me and then I lash out at
Yeah.
you, I don't want you to have just told me some personal story.
All right.
And I feel that I'm
I
about
think-
to lash out at you.
That's okay.
Okay.
I think the hardest part is that when you are put into a position of abuse and love, when you dive into a hole, right, like you did in here, and you dove 2 feet first, as you tend to do,
Yeah.
and you decided to love a space, love people, want to be changed by it, and you closed your eyes and gave complete trust to that thing.
Yeah.
I understand. I know what he's saying. It's so cringe,
When
though.
it turns out that
Max was like a really
it
good
wasn't what you
manipulator. He
thought,
made us all trust
and
him.
that you were being
So
twisted
sad.
by it,
Damn.
it doesn't just hurt.
Very
because of
untrusting
the
people,
twisting.
too. It's crazy.
It hurts because you gave up in yourself, in that vulnerability, a piece of who you are.
Did he give
And
up,
now
though?
you
Or is he
have
just...
to contend not with just the pain, but the difficulty of self-respect that they've taken from you.
It's not
Because
self-respect.
you decided to be in a place that only wants to hurt.
That was
No, it's a
very
simp.
eloquent.
Damn. Wow, that guy's so fucking all over the place. I had no idea where he was going with that. It's crazy. I got you
Thank
baited,
you,
bro.
Max.
I do feel really guilty about that, but I think I like myself more than you think I do.
Yeah, we can tell,
I
buddy.
think you like yourself.
Like yourself a
I
lot,
think
don't
I love
you?
myself more than you think I do.
Okay. I don't doubt that. And I think that's why there's pain. There's frustration and anger. And I think that that's something we don't... Yeah. That's why.
Yeah, I think it's an abusive system, and that if you're in it, you're either hurting other people or you're getting hurt yourself, or both.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know that.
I know. You trusted them.
Yeah, I'm really naive.
Listen, man, like, it can be draining. That's what being
I
like a mental, like that's what being like a
understand-
person on the
like,
internet is. That you're
yeah.
an entertainer. People are gonna have
Intellectually,
input on what you say. People are not gonna like what you're gonna say. There's a lot of unhinged fucks on the internet. It's not an abusive system.
It's not just... I don't think it's just naivety. I think it's that you get changed by the place
like
that hurts
some
you,
people can't handle it.
and you become a part
That's
of it.
fine.
So in hating the thing that changed you, you now...
Clearly, you
although
couldn't
do
handle
love
being
yourself
a fucking Destiny
and have
orbiter.
a lot of reverence for yourself.
Your ego
There's a
was
part
too
of you, a
much
spot
to live in
that you
Destiny's
actively
shadow.
went against the thing
He actually he
you
projected
love.
so much with the Vaushed and Hassan thing.
by being a part of it. And
Yeah.
listening to you, I think that this is a hurtful thing, and I don't... Although it may be...
Fucking hello, motherfucker.
You don't like to get drunk. You don't like to give up. But I think that sense of self. But I think you did here in the same way. I think in some ways it was cowardice. And my favorite quote about cowardice is from Julius Caesar. It's that cowards die many times before their death. The valiant taste of death but once. I think this year you've experienced a lot of little deaths that weigh on a soul. And it's not as pristine as you'd want it to be anymore.
Boring. Listen.
soul?
Someone call in and yell at him. What is this
Metaphorically,
guy?
I'm not a religious person, but
Why
like,
is this guy
way
like
on
this?
the essence of who I am, the essence of my identity, I could say it, whatever, right? I don't mean that
The
there's
fact that
a
the one
metaphysical
MrGirl
presence
Defender
within you
is
that
this
is
guy
tarnished.
is very telling. I'd
I
say.
know what you mean.
I say the one MrGirl Defender. One of the
I don't
MrGirl
agree with you.
Defenders.
I
My
think he's
bad.
extremely
I
unforgiving.
guess he hasn't brought that many people on yet.
Perfectionistic way to like look at the world. Like if you're trusting to people and open to people and naive rather than paranoid.
Yeah, like Destiny
I think
was.
you're putting
Naive to
words in
your
my mouth. I
fucking
didn't say any of those
your
things.
Jewish tricks, Max.
Wait,
Max
I
Carson?
said I think if you're open to people and trusting in people.
That was a joke,
I didn't say you said
by
that.
the
I'm
way.
saying I said
Okay.
that. Right?
All
I
right.
hope none of you
Maybe I'm
motherfuckers
wrong.
thought that was serious.
Keep going.
This is something I like about myself.
That I'm stubborn and arrogant
saying
and can never be
in that
wrong.
year,
Yeah.
I think you stopped doing that. I think that thing that is open and that you liked, when you got dragged down into the quagmire, when the tendrils of that swamp latched
Yeah,
onto
but the
you and
swamp is
pulled
his
you
own
down,
ego. That's the
and
problem.
the scent of peat moss and iron are all around you, and you think, I'm going to pull things out and I can figure it out. I think you lose sight of what it is to be you, and that starts to feel comfortable, and that's where it's difficult, because you stop seeing.
If I were sitting by Stephen's side at the throne, raking in tens of thousands of dollars per month.
That's what it
and then you
is.
said
That's
this
what
to
it
me,
is. That's
that-
right
I
there.
think-
The
I
way he
think this would
talks
be a
about it is
speech
so
for that.
telling.
I don't understand. Like
He didn't want to
did
be.
get out.
He didn't want to be like fucking
I
Destiny's
think-
sidekick.
And I
He
am
said it
pulling
before.
others out with me.
It has nothing to do
Can
with
I
the
ask
abuse.
a clarifying question really quick to follow?
It's that he doesn't want to be in Destiny's
Yeah.
shadow.
What is something
He couldn't
that you
handle it.
think
That's what he
is-
said Vaushed and Hassan's
or
problem
was intrinsic
But it
to
was just
Mr.
it was Mr.
Girl
Girl's projection.
that you feel has
Mr.
been
Empath,
lost. That
always
seems to
projecting.
be very vague in these statements.
That's true. I think there was a levity to what I saw a year ago. A sense of strength. I really liked that.
Apparently, streaming has done wonders for his ego.
And honesty.
Maybe Max was always
Did
like
like
this.
that a lot. And I think that levity is gone.
Well,
Here's the
yeah,
way.
I'm in a fucking abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In
you're a
fucking
victim.
cult, right?
Yes. I
Where
was sucked
everyone,
into-
yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
I just
Oh
don't,
my
I just
God,
don't
you're
think
such a
that's like
victim,
stain on my
Max.
soul. It's just not. It's like once you realize that you're in an abusive relationship and you're in a fucking cult.
Oh my God, poor
It's-
Max. Oh my
it
God,
sucks.
Max.
What if
I
you're
don't.
in an abusive cycle and you've been walking in it for a year? Do you think that there are things that you've done in the last year? And here's another thing I don't like.
Wait,
I feel a little bit.
Is he a
trapped right
Mr.
now
Girl
in the
fan or
group.
not? I don't understand.
Yeah,
I have a family. I have a, I have a family
Johnny,
member-
fucked you. You came in here with your victim blaming, flowery bullshit, talking
Oh
about
yeah,
peat-
victim
peat moss and
blaming.
iron.
Anyone who
And Johnny
disagrees with me
said,
is
"You
now
know
an
what, you
abusive
little
piece of
bitch?
shit.
Why don't you
He's
just
lifting
say
the. Oh
specifically
my
what
God,
you're
he's
talking
lifting it
about?"
from Anna Frills.
And
He's
then now you
taking
feel trapped in your words.
He's taking
You're
away
like,
those
why
Anna
don't you-
Frills
you said-
tactics.
You said levity and honesty. You're saying why can't what am I supposed? You want me to sing and fucking dance for
Yes.
you while I'm in this hellhole?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
I don't want to.
I-
No, I don't. I don't want to. And I also don't want to. I don't want to. Like this whole year is me appealing to people's better angels. That's the whole reason this happened to me.
Bullshit.
I
Of
think
course,
you gave
from
up
our
that
first-
halfway through the year.
Yep, he gave up.
I think you gave
Mr.
up that
Empathy
with all of
died.
the things that you decided not to
Maybe
do.
Mr.
All
Empathy
the
never
times that
existed.
you decided to change and say, "Oh, I'm going to do it differently," and you said so yourself last week that people were coming to you this year, and you didn't listen to them because they were
Yes.
busy. So this is what I mean. You're justifying in your own actions why you are different from the swamp, but that's the world that you've lived in. It's the world that you're speaking in. You're only using the language that that world gives you. I think it's-
I don't know that that's a very helpful or specific statement.
It's not a
feel
specific
that
statement.
If you could be
I
one or
agree.
the
Yeah.
other, that would be great.
Yeah.
I
being
feel
neither.
like what you're attempting to
True.
get out is that you saw
There's that narcissist
content
charm
before
there.
from this person that you felt like it had a different attitude.
Jokes don't hit the
and now
same
that this
these
person
days.
is going through something
Some
that is
reason.
hard, which in fact, so you're saying that this whole year has been Max fumbling his own sense of self, and now Max is doing something that is trying to, in my observation, get out of that situation.
This poor girl has
get
no
my-
I'm
idea.
trying to
She
get
just doesn't
myself
know.
back.
There we go. And you're seeing this and you're calling in today and
Yeah.
you're like, bro, where did it all go? What,
You know,
what
I
happened?
think-
well, it's happening right now.
I think the problem
Well,
is that
I'm not
Mr. Girl's
coming
too
across
humble.
That way. I don't mean to be coming across that way. I don't mean to
He's
be saying.
he's been too
you know,
humble
"Fuck
this
you,
past
man,
year.
Where are you? I know, I see that. But when you
Got his poor people, the poor people that were fans of his videos before this whole arc. Damn, that's got
think you
that's
create a
rough.
storm, you save someone from the storm by pulling them into another storm.
He didn't save anyone.
And
Is he referring to Lav?
that, I think, is something worth thinking about.
What is he talking like?
I don't know.
I don't think you're meant-
I don't
There's
know
a gift up
who
there.
or what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. That's good.
what is another option? Like if you were to see something
Be more
that you
specific.
felt was wrong, and
You-
you,
you-
attempt to pull yourself out of that situation and pull others out of
Yeah.
that situation.
Fuck.
You have to have perspective on what
Mm-hmm.
the wrong is.
True.
And you started it. Sorry,
But
it's,
I don't know what that
Johnny,
means
right?
in this context. This
Um,
guy's so unhinged. I don't know.
You started it with this. You started it with at the start of this video. You started by immediately devaluing what was happening online, right? And I think that there's no way to get out of it without, in some
Yeah,
ways,
she did,
finding
but who cares?
perspective
What a pointless, fucking,
on
stupid thing to
the
focus
fact
on.
that you're existing in a superficial world and investing so
The
much
point
into
is-
it, into yourself, and then when you say
What matters
"Hey, we
is
all have
fucking-
to sit here
Uh-huh.
and be hyper invested
Go
in
ahead.
what this is,
Oh yes.
then that's just sitting in the quagmire. And
I'm sorry,
the
I'm
language
losing.
needs
I'm
to be
unhinged.
different. The
I
expression
I didn't
needs
say
to
we
be-
all have to
The
sit
point
here
is-
and be hyper invested.
I don't know
in
what his
this
point is. Here's the problem. Let me just tell you what I
didn't
want the
say
point
that.
to be.
Like if like when Larry Nasser
I want it to be very
molests a
clearly
bunch of
addressed
gymnastics
what
girls,
kind of
it's-
fucking
I don't give a fuck about
ridiculous,
gymnastics.
like
I'm not
backstabby
expecting you to
bullshit
either, but
Max
I
is
care about
engaged
that. I
in.
care about the story.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that.
I think it's
Instead of this
cowardice to think that the
weird,
story
like
is more
vague,
important than it really is.
metaphorical,
I think
fucking.
that
I don't even.
it is easy to blow up the narrative.
Okay, so what do you?
something
So okay,
intense.
you think I'm overreacting? Can you speak
Yes.
fucking English? You think I'm overreacting?
Yes, you're overreacting. Absolutely.
I think
Okay,
But it's more
You
than
think
that.
you think that I started?
It's more
doing
insidious.
Tabloid drama streamer content, and I started shitting on people instead of empathizing with them.
I mean,
then
he
after a
did.
year, I felt bad about it. So now I'm blowing up in the opposite direction and making this big deal out of it and saying that I am now clean and I'm
No,
going
his
to
ego
show
got
that
hurt
I'm
too
clean
much.
by
That's all
pointing
that
out how
happened.
dirty Destiny is and shitting on everybody else just in a different way, instead of just taking a step back, taking a breath, relaxing, touching some grass, and moving on.
That might be the guy's point, but that's retarded.
Is that how you feel, Falstaff?
no.
Well, this guy's
So
clearly
you're
not
not
going to be able to
really
get to a
talking
point.
about,
I'm throw that out there
this
right now.
Content or the space. I feel like you're specifically talking about Max and their attitude.
I wanted to talk about.
Are you neutral gender pronouncing me?
No, what?
I did for a second, yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Okay. I think we have to move to the next caller. Do you want to have
That's
one
okay.
Please,
final,
thank you. Holy shit.
take one final shot
Thank
at
you.
me?
Thank you.
You
Thank
fuck.
you. Fuck. Someone in there.
I
Someone
think
else,
that,
please.
Angels fly because they take themselves lightly.
That is such a meaningless fucking don't take things so seriously. Is that what he's saying? What the fuck? Why would you what
All right. So
What
long,
a-
everybody.
what a stupid
So
fuck
long.
what an,
Thanks for
why? Why was that guy let on? Holy shit, what a fucking loser.
Craven
Get
Canyon
out.
says thank you.
Leave.
You're welcome.
Oh my
Field
god.
Giant says, paying
What a
for your
fucking
shirt
momentum
again.
killer that was.
This one, I think, might.
This is
the
the
Wikipedia
Mr.
shirt
Girl
might be
Hotline. This is the
$70.
last Mr. Girl Hotline
That's
that
probably
will
more.
ever matter. This is the finale. the last bridge that Destiny will ever burn. The climax of the bridge burning. It won't be the last bridge burn,
what's
but
up?
it'll be the most
Max.
important one.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be talking to you, and Johnny. Scarb.
Hello.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, same. Okay. Now
So
that
what
I'm here, I'm
horrible,
sort of, like,
what mean parent
But,
named her Johnny?
yeah.
I've
No,
gotten
I
feedback
actually
from the
follow-
community. I've gotten feedback from the community that when
Okay.
people come in and start talking about how they don't know what they're going to say, that I shouldn't lash out.
Is this his way of like trying to
Fair enough.
throw the community a
I'm
bone because they all
internalizing
fucking
that,
hate him? I
And
mean,
I am going to accept that
It would-
every caller is going to call in and be like, hey, I just called into a call-in show and I'm sitting here in a chair and now I'm going to start saying something. And I accept you and I accept what you're saying. And I'm ready for you to...
I'm sure
give
it's a
the longest
coincidence
preamble
that this
you
is
need to give
happening on the
before-
Destiny
before
episode.
you say whatever it is you're fucking calling about. You fucking
Fair
ass.
enough,
No,
fair enough.
seriously. I'm ready. I don't take your time. Whatever you want to say, I'm fine.
It's
I'm
actually
cool.
great because most cases like when you call in, you just like you get like the sense of snap of like hurry up and say whatever you need to say. So,
Yeah.
Maybe I should have
Let's
went on
take it
this
easy.
fucking this
Let's take it
episode.
slow
Sure.
today. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you as far as what's happening with the whole Destiny community. I mean, I watch all of your conversations with Destiny,
Yeah.
starting from like the not so erudite one. When the three of you had that conversation, it's like a 5-hour long conversation.
Yeah.
How Destiny's sort of being abusive, he's not being a very good friend, and things like that. Same with I think you even mentioned once
Smeth's
that
in there.
he sort of implied that you were, when the question came up about you being, abusive to Shaylin. I mean, I don't want to get into that, of course, but he did not he sort of gave a non-response, which sort of led to his fan base. Sorry.
Just to fill Johnny in.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
I made a review of a sex doll.
Risque.
A pornographic review where I actually filmed myself and my relationship and my carnal relations. with
All right,
this
I
doll.
just got a DM from Paper
I also
Scissors
included my girlfriend in the
asking me
documentary,
if
so
I
was like,
wanted
"Look,
to
this
come
should
on the
also be
hotline.
about
I don't know if
her
I'm well
relationship with
equipped
the
enough
doll
for
and our
this.
relationship and how having a big sex doll in our house.
And a
changes
wave
our
of
relationship.
anxiety rushes over
At the
me.
end of the review, I realized that the
Like
doll would
cum
not
on
be
a
able
hot
to fulfill
summer's
something.
day.
While I
I
like
don't
the
know.
idea of having sex with a sex doll, it wouldn't be able to fulfill something I need from Shaylin, which is for her to be like to act like a sex doll when we have sex occasionally. I brought this up to her, and
Let me write down some
it
key
led to a
points.
kind of weird argument about like boundaries.
I'm probably
and
gonna
feelings,
embarrass myself.
and
That's
then
okay.
She ended up crying, and then I laughed while she was crying, and a lot of people thought that this interaction was abusive. And we were just I ended up talking to a lot of different people about it because it was like, everybody was like reacting to it, and someone in Destiny's audience asked him, "Is it true that Shaylin's not allowed to have a phone?" And he asked me that on stream, and I was like, "Are you seriously asking me that?" And he was
All right,
like, "Well, I
fuck
don't
it, we're
know."
going
And I was
on.
like, "Are you seriously saying
doing
like, you
it.
think I'm abusive? Like, do you actually think I'm abusive?" And he was like, "I don't know. The video seemed kind of abusive," and I felt very fucked over by him in this moment because it led to, I don't know, a week or two of like memes and jokes and posts about me being abusive and people like genuinely thinking that I'm abusive.
Yeah, it feels like a relatively normal-ish conversation sexually with your partner that happened to be filmed and on a documentary, and therefore that could be seen as abusive.
All right.
Of course, I assume that she
You haven't-
consented for all of this to be filmed.
Well, she's
God, I'm fucking nervous. Holy
said
shit! Why am I nervous?
in
That's
the
crazy.
documentary. She
That's
says,
wacky,
"I don't
man.
want you to include this."
Oh. Do you have thoughts about that are regretful?
Well, no. I mean, it. No. If I'm making a documentary and you agree to be in it, you can leave at any time, but you can't you don't get control over the edit. You can't be like, like, oh, I don't like what, like you right now. If you say something
Whew.
and you're
We're
like,
going
oh, I
on,
don't,
boys.
I, like,
I'm gonna make myself look like such
agree
a
to
dumb
be
fuck.
on your
God
show
damn it,
already.
I'm mad.
I'm not gonna like go back.
It's too
and
big,
take
but
out
I
what
have
you've
to come
already
on.
said.
I have to do it.
No.
I'm compelled.
Even if we were dating, you know, so, or we're friends or whatever. Like, I'm very like.
The power of
about
Christ
my
is
work.
compelling me
It's
right
very
now.
protective. So like, if you're in it, you're in it. You can't like. You can't control it. You can't control what's in it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I interrupted your question, friend.
No, sorry. It's just some additional context just to make sure that, things are not being
Yeah.
misconstrued or whatever. I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sort of led me to realize that Destiny, because like you tend to be the kind of friend that's like both feet in.
Biddy is coming on. Oh
dynamic
boy.
in a
You know, I
relationship
should
where I just
probably.
don't see Destiny.
That's gonna be interesting. I want to catch that later, but I should write down some points. My first one is Anna Frills had streamed about Destiny for a year. While they had no contact. Oh, no, he's gonna hit me with a... You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna hit me with a... I don't want to discuss Anna. That's what he's gonna hit me with. He's gonna hit me with a classic MrGirl. I don't feel comfortable discussing her. God damn it. Your inciting reason for investigating Destiny is because of Anna Frills. That'd be my first point. And he's gonna hit me with a, I don't want to discuss Anna Frills. So, what's my next banger? We could bang these out. Alright. This has become a much different stream than I expected it to be. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking nervous. I don't get nervous. I get nerves of steel. Alright? But this is a big career thing. Right? Preparing to go on this. A lot of the language, so this is going to be intentions. A lot of the language you use seem like you were tired of being in Destiny's shadow. Don't want to be Destiny's sidekick. Quotes. No reason to be investigating abuse. If you were going to take it upon yourself, be a moral crusader on behalf of Anna, it isn't your place to message women. And it's slimy to do it behind his back, claiming to be an ally. If you were to investigate abuse. No reason to investigate abuse. If you were to investigate abuse, and your intentionality behind investigating the abuse, was my three. investigate abuse, if you're going to take it upon yourself to be a moral arbiter, crusader on behalf of Anna, it isn't your place to message a bunch of women, and it's slimy to do it behind his back while claiming to be an ally. I can't wait to get I can't wait to get gaslit and railroaded into all these points just being thrown away. I'm really excited. Oh, fuck me. I'm not exactly a skilled orator. I'll say that. Considering I probably used that word wrong, that would be my first piece of evidence. Considering I probably used that word, I'm not a good rhetorician. That's a word. That's a big boy word. We so smart out here. Anyways, if you're going to investigate abuse, to be an ally. Heard it for. Coincidentally, you start investigating this after you and Destiny have a Alright, well, I think that's... There's no reason for him to be investigating abuse. Your inciting reason for investigating Destiny is because of Anna Frills. Anna Frills streamed about Destiny for a year while they had no contact. She claimed he was abusive for the way he disagreed with her on stream. Oh fuck, I had a fucking direct message. Hello. The hotline. Destiny. She claimed he was abusive by the way he disagreed with her on stream. They had an argument about the types of relationships he engages in. She made passive-aggressive comments about how his lifestyle was degenerate. Alright. We got word. We got word from Mr. Peachface herself. I'm pretty sure that's I didn't know the gender of Peachface, but I'm pretty sure that's oh boy, this is gonna be fucking money, right? I'm probably gonna do full cam so they can see me. Oh boy, my beautiful face. My aspect ratio on my camera is nice and cringe, so I get that nice TV angle. Let's go. Reading about the types of relationships he engages in, and she made passive-aggressive comments about his lifestyle was degenerate. Claimed I kind of want to ask him what his central critique of Destiny is, but the problem is that I think he's going to be really Weasley and, like, walk it back to something that's, like, not very, they have two people screening, and they both messaged me at the same time. Peach Face said they will screen me in a minute. looking to be screened, but me in a minute. I'll just if you're going to investigate abuse, if you're going to take upon yourself to be a moral crusader on behalf of Anna, it isn't your place to message a bunch of women, and it's slimy to do it behind his back while claiming to be an ally. I don't know, if you can restate his main issue, that would be fucking wonderful. Because he's very weaselly, and he does this a lot, even with things I agree with him on. He can never fucking he doesn't have a consistent, like, it's fine. I say it's weaselly, sometimes it's weaselly. But a lot of it is he doesn't have concrete positions on things. He has, like, these ideas, it seems. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want to be pinned down. Ready to go. Alright, they're bringing me in. Fucking. It feels weird to be fucking nervous about something. It's been a long time. Crazy. But, you know, yeah, if you're too scared of looking like a dumb fuck, then you'll never... Rules. Any topics that involve ongoing...
Off on you for no reason.
Hello?
So I don't...
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. I just sent you the list of rules.
I think that
Could you just go over them really quick for me?
Yeah. Historical legal disputes. Personal and... Okay.
let's get specific. Let's get more specific.
Alright, I've read them. I agree to all of them.
Great.
Man, I'm a separate.
Sorry, I'm trying to watch it. I have not been able to watch the show and I really want to.
Yeah, I get that.
So, okay, so what would you like to talk to MrGirl about?
Well, yeah. Well, I want to talk to him about the big elephant in the room. I think it's I'm not a big fan of the way he's approached the whole Destiny situation. I'm not gonna lie.
No, that's good. That's totally fine. We want that right now. We want to hear some. We'd love DGD to call, or whatever. It does not matter. I just want to know that you have like some full, thought out ideas here.
Yeah, so I have three main points of contention. One of them's sort of about Anna, but I don't think we're gonna get into that much. Just the way that whole situation started. I don't think he knows much about Anna Frills. So my first contention is there's no reason for him to be investigating the abuse. His inciting reason seems to be because of Anna Frills, but Anna Frills had streamed about Destiny for a year while they had no contact. And the initial reason that Anna Frills and him fell out was because she would make really weird comments on stream about how his lifestyle was like degenerate, about how non-monogamy. So there's the Anna Frills section. My second section is, even if he's going to investigate the abuse, there's no reason for him to be taking it upon himself to have like a moral crusade on behalf of Anna, or just in general. Even if he was going to do that, it's really weird to be messaging like a bunch of women that Destiny's friends with while not telling him anything about this. And I also, yeah, I think it's slimy to be doing it behind his back. And then I have some things about what I think his intentions are, which I don't know if we'll get into that much. But
Okay, do you think someone is gonna, another caller, I think, is gonna get more into Oh no, because his mic didn't work. Okay, alright, fine. I'm gonna put you through. Hopefully, I would just say clean up your thoughts a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure. I'm working on it.
Yeah. And also, hopefully, you have all your facts right as well. And continue to listen to the stream too.
All right.
Because he's answering a lot of things while it's going on. Okay?
Yeah, sounds perfect.
All right, I'm going to add you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. It's fighting time. Let's go. All right, I'm gonna be like as she suggested. I agree. That's a good idea.
No, you don't have to put me.
Okay.
I didn't catch.
Auntie,
my position was the way he weaponizes personal information, and
Yeah, I'm gonna mute the Discord for now. So, I really hope I'm not like my mic just doesn't get broadcasted randomly. I'm gonna watch the stream. Fuck. See, the problem is I'm gonna watch the stream and I'm gonna clean up my thoughts, which is gonna be hard to do at the same time. So especially for you, babies,
the
you
No
get
Weasel
background
Zone.
noise.
You're our first contestant.
Awesome.
First contestant on the No Weasel Zone show. I want you to answer this question. Do you think that when Destiny tells people not to pay attention to what I said, or that he's not going to respond to what I said, that he's going to disregard everything I said, do you think that sends a signal to the audience that what I said is not relevant or important?
Yes.
I think
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
Yeah, because what you
God.
said isn't relevant.
Okay,
or
great.
come
So
on. Do you think
Oh, you
everything's
wanna-
just
you-
a yes or no?
I think this is a yes. I think this is a yes or no. I think
Well,
that-
yeah,
think this
I
is a-
meant
I
just
think
like
this
as
is a
an
pretty simple
example,
yes or no
though,
question.
not like.
Yeah, he's already said
Potential
this
minutia
show.
to this, and then you can decide whether it's valid or not. I feel like that's the point of a discussion.
Is it about how his fans can think for themselves, and so therefore the signals he sends them are not relevant?
No, to your specific question of when he says, like, I'm not listening to anything you just said, I think he has a strong tendency of when he wants to address things point by point, if you lay out multiple points in a sentence, he will not let you move on to multiple things. He will not let you kind of pivot out. He wants to address a thing, and then he's more than happy to, once that thing is addressed, discuss whatever thing you want next. And I think that's where there can be an impasse at times.
What if I don't
Genius.
agree? What if I think that
I'm
the
kind
way
of busy
he
trying
is
to
framing
make
the
sure we keep
structure
things
of the
organized.
conversation is actually
But you will be on
a
it as well today.
designed to
It's just
ignore what I'm saying.
I need to. It's too much of the same kind of
So you're
calls, or it
saying
feels like
that you
no one's
think
really
that
coherent.
What
with
if
what
I
you want to
think-
say?
Yeah,
So,
what if I
you kinda
don't
wanna
think
Stay on the point. He thinks
get some
that
people to
you
actually
are-
present some opposition,
When you
so
say,
there can be more
when you say
conversation.
the point, who is defining what the point is?
All right.
So, Jessica,
I
you're
feel
going to be
like
putting
that's
on.
When you
next.
say the point,
so I'll
who
let
is
you know when
defining
to
what the
switch
point
it.
is?
Generally, it's like a mutual.
It's actually
unspoken
not.
agreement.
If I'm
Jessica's
saying
going on next.
something that he thinks is completely irrelevant, it is not mutual. Because if I'm saying something, I think it's relevant. I'm not going to say something that I think is irrelevant.
In this situation, you're on a stream. Max is presumably on Destiny's stream. If Destiny says
Oh, shit.
something was
I've been
not
invited to
relevant
speak.
or
Nice.
disregards it or something like that, that is a clear sign to the audience. Like,
In fact,
there's
it's
not
worked
really
so well that even in your hypothetical, you still think that Destiny's right about whether something's relevant, and you don't even know what the topic is because it's a hypothetical
not-
thing that you just made up. Do you
I
see
think
how?
lacking-
Do you see how bizarre? Wait, stop! Shut the fuck
Can
up!
you hear me?
Hey, I just wanted to do a mic check. I'll be checking with you in a minute.
All right.
Do you see how bizarre
That's a lot
that
of
is?
shit
That
to
you were
manage,
saying in my
right?
hypothetical.
I gotta make sure that I'm not being talked
Where
to. I
Destiny's
gotta
telling you he's
fucking-
not going to respond to what you said. He's going to play piano while you're
Damn.
talking.
All right, I'm gonna.
You said you get to talk as long as you want. I said he's playing piano while I'm talking and saying he's not going to respond to what I said. And you're saying, well, that's because what you said is irrelevant.
I think the
Wait! Stop talking! Stop changing the subject! Shut up!
I'm not.
No, I'm
changing the
done.
subject
As
at
soon as this clicks for you, I'm done. But I'm going to keep hammering it in until you could wrap your fucking brain around this. In your hypothetical that you made up, Destiny gets to decide what is relevant and what isn't. And even though I'm saying something and he's saying it's not relevant, you're saying you think we mutually agree on what would be relevant. Do you see how that doesn't make any sense?
I think he can.
Yes or no? Do you see how that doesn't make any sense?
You're forcing me to not answer.
I don't want to talk to. I can't talk to you anymore. I have to hang up on you if you can't answer this question. I'm laying out a train. I'm laying out a train of logic for you. I need you to stop just trying to start it with like a new thing. I need you to just
Alright,
answer this
I'm
question.
writing down some fucking
I know
arguments right
that
now.
you don't think you are, but
hear
I
the
think you are. And if you don't say something that I think is a response to this, I'm going to kick you.
Okay.
There's nothing
Sounds
wrong
like
with
the thing you're
Destiny
describing,
sexting
but I'll
Anna.
hear your question and answer it.
Yes, I'm taking control of the conversation, and I'm telling you that I can't fucking stand talking anymore. If you want me to be able to tolerate,
civil and patient, but okay.
the problem, the thing, do you think the thing I can't stand about you is that you're not civil or patient?
I think the thing you can't stand is that.
That
you're
he's
Yes
right.
or no? No.
That's
If
all.
I ask you a yes or no question and you answer with I think, that's not yes or no. I need you to answer yes or no. Do you think,
he's trying to railroad
based
him.
on what I've said, do you think the problem I have with this conversation is that you're not civil or patient?
No.
Okay, so you saying I've been totally civil and patient is not really a response to me saying that I can't stand talking to you.
Do you
So-
have like a succinct, like real guttural thing that you're trying to really ask and you're just building up to it, dude?
All right, we're getting full.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We're going full engagement
Wait, you're
mode,
asking me,
right?
or-
We're fucking.
No, Mr. Nitton is
My
what I
nerves
said.
have calmed down.
okay.
We're fucking. We're gonna be
Yeah, I've been
going
trying to
hard
clarify,
today,
but
right?
I'm waiting to do that.
Go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, can you moderate, Johnny? I can't
Yeah, for
do
sure.
both.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm weak.
I want to know, this sounds like a hypothetical that you are setting up because you almost kind of want it to happen, and you want Max to be able to explain himself. And so what is it that you want to be explained? And Max, how would you, in response to that, how would you think that the audience will respond? How would you hope them to respond?
I'm not. That's not what I'm trying to get at. When Max is saying that, asking if when Destiny says like, "Hey, ignore what you just said. I'm going to get back to where I just was." The framing Max is presenting is that it's a general whole topic or a general whole point that Destiny is dismissing. I don't think that is the case. I think if he's saying, I'm not listening to that, he wants to address the current point and is still open to hearing that same exact information that he was just saying, I'm not listening to at this moment. So I don't think it's fair in the framing that Destiny is completely dismissing it. I think he is always just merely pushing it off a moment until he feels like a certain thing is clarified.
This is you pointing out different minutia of how Destiny moderates his stream, essentially.
We're getting kind of sidetracked from the point, but yeah, I mean, I guess you could.
Yeah, I forgot what your original question was, honestly.
Okay, here's what he's saying. I have said that you can't really represent yourself even if he lets you on the stream and lets you talk for as long as you want because he still controls the narrative. He can define whether something you said is irrelevant or stupid or true or fake or a lie, or he can just interpret it for you and repeat it back to you and say to the chat, here's what you're really trying to say. And then if you really argue with him too much,
well,
he can just literally just mute you.
if you are at it.
Or
Right now,
he
we're
can bring
working
other
on
people in
something.
to dogpile you. He can kick you. He can check, like whatever. He just has total control of the conversation. And then after you leave, he can say things that undermine everything you said, and literally just say that you said things you literally didn't say, and the chat will take it as fact. So all those things are the different ways that I think Steven controls the way the chat is interpreting you, which is why coming onto stream is so he can like toy with you is not really
Jessica, you're using a computer, right? Not a cell phone?
Defend themselves or create a narrative.
A laptop, yes.
Cool.
Sure. I would say that
I'm gonna put you in soon.
We got
This
bogged down.
conversation's
We got bogged down in the
not going
minutiae of one
anywhere.
example.
Yes,
Where
I've
you
noticed. Okay.
you are saying that it is.
What are they
not
working
sending
on?
you-
Uh-oh.
You're saying there's a lot of caveats that need to be made. You won't just say like yes. When you say something and Steven says that was irrelevant and plays piano while you're talking and then says I'm not going to respond to anything you just said, that does not send the audience a signal that what you said is not important.
No,
And
because I don't think he ever fully dismisses it. I think he's always just literally just putting it on pause and hold and is always willing to engage with it.
Okay. Well, I think that's completely delusional. I think
Okay.
I think playing piano while someone's talking and telling them you're not going to respond to anything they said sends a pretty strong signal that that person is not in a position to make their point the way they want to make it at the time they want to make it.
Have you
God damn, I hope this whole stream isn't me fucking waiting to go. It goes from me reviewing the hotline to waiting to get on the hotline and skipping the whole fucking thing and then not getting out.
I'm not saying it is.
I'm gonna
You
cry
asked me
real hard
why
if I don't
is
get
it
on.
not sufficient. If you are trying to craft a narrative, calling into my call-in show is not a good place to do it.
I'm not trying to create any narrative. I'm just trying to understand your perspective. I promise you.
Into my call-in show, I don't think
it's
you're
not a
not
good place to
what
do
I'm
it.
saying to you. So I'm going to say
not
it
trying to
again.
create
I
any
want you to just focus on what I'm saying and try to listen. If you were to try to craft a narrative, calling into my call-in show would be an unsuitable place to do it. if you wanted to defend yourself about something, this is not a good format for it, because I am toying with you, I am interrupting you, I am changing the subject, I'm telling you that you're full of shit, I'm calling you stupid, and I'm threatening to kick you. Do you see how, given that I'm doing all those things, which Steven also does, it would make it impossible for this to be a forum where you could adequately defend yourself if somebody like said that you flashed them. This would not be a good forum for that, right?
Defend yourself on your own stream.
I don't really agree, but
okay. So you think the
I
way?
don't-
Do you
I
think
don't
the?
agree
No,
with
no, no!
that.
Shut up! Whoa, buddy! You're getting a little. Chill. You need to chill. Hold on. Let me mute you real quick. Okay. Now that you're muted, now we can talk about you without you being able to talk. I want you to imagine that. Wow, this is so nice. You can't interrupt me. I want you to imagine that you have been accused of flashing your pubes to another streamer, and you were trying to come on and you're trying to correct this misconception about yourself. Or you've been accused of being abusive. Do you see how calling into the show, where if you annoy me too much, I mute you and yell at you and ridicule you, would not be a great forum to do that? Don't you think it would be better if like you did like an interview, or if you could like write an essay in my subreddit, or if there was some other system in place for you to be able to express yourself other than me mocking you and muting you? Okay, I'm gonna unmute you now, because now I think you're calm enough. Now we're all calm enough for you to respond.
Have you requested a monologue on Destiny's stream?
Exactly. That's the key question.
I don't think you're gonna ever respond to anything I'm saying.
Okay, the
think that's
point
such
of
a
all
fair
this
question.
is, dude.
Oh my
The
God.
point
It
of all
is.
this
It is a very
dude,
fair question. That is the
excuse me,
exact
I'm so
question I
sorry
had
for
mine.
interrupting you, my friend.
Don't
So
worry, I can mute him. I'll give you
what
perm. You can mute him.
What you originally asked is, how would you want the audience to respond if you were to go on Destiny's stream and you were to defend yourself? We got caught up in the minutia of how Destiny would respond, but what you're really asking is how you want the audience to take it, because Max's response to that is Destiny is making all of these signals to his audience that they shouldn't listen to it in the first place. So if someone wants to craft a narrative, if someone wants to defend themselves, the place to do it is not in that person's stream. The place is in their own video. The place is on a blog. The place is something independent. I think that's what Max is trying to get through.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be your interpreter over here.
No, I appreciate it. So
Can
all this
that
came
point
about
be
because
very
we were,
directly applied to Max?
I had a few big arguments with Destiny over the past year about ethics and about Nick Fuentes and like huge fights where I felt like I couldn't speak because despite me talking for most of the conversations, he undermines everything you say and is just like super,
he disagrees with you.
Slippery with how he engages with you. So I then started writing essays to explain myself, because I was like, okay, the way I can cope with
Do it on your own
the way I can
stream.
cope with how he's treating me is I can just write an essay in his subreddit. So whatever, say whatever you want, call me abusive, whatever. I'm gonna write an essay explaining why you're wrong and I'm right. And my essays were always really popular. I always get hundreds of upvotes where people are like, oh, okay, I get it. And so it was a way for me to push back against this like authoritarian narrative making structure that I felt like trapped by.
God, I can't wait to go on stream and loop and
You can see the way I
accomplish
treat
nothing.
my hotline callers is the way Steven
Bring up
treats,
no good
like,
points.
his-
Oh yeah.
his co-hosts or his friends.
God,
Which is why
I'm gonna
I asked
come.
my last question, if you've ever requested a monologue where you could just explain yourself without interruption.
Nope.
My
Come.
last question is, if you've
He
ever
won't
been
want to
talking
answer the
about-
question because it's condemning.
Because
It's damning.
Requesting a monologue will be framed as Max is so bad at conversations that he is so.
Oh, so you didn't even
interrupts people
try.
all the time. Is so sensitive to interruptions that he can't even have a conversation.
That's the truth. But regardless of that's
So
true or not, you
just
didn't even
said that
try.
It wasn't a good venue. Like, if you were just to call in anyways, it wouldn't be a good venue to do it regardless. So why would it matter of how they would view that? Like, to me, an essay in Destiny's Reddit seems similar to a monologue in
It's
his
not
stream.
It's not. It's because it's odd. It is odd. It is odd to do a monologue on someone else's stream.
Sure, but in both cases, Destiny would be able to react to it post, and in any way, shape, or form. Both are within his community and to his fans. I'm in agreement with.
I understand. I'm telling you
what
that
our co-host said before.
calling into someone else's stream and demanding a monologue makes you look pretty bad.
Sure. I'm in agreement with what our co-host said, where if you want to make your own videos and essays on your own platforms, that's great. That's a great way to explain. But if you're going to engage with Destiny and you haven't requested a monologue on his stream and you're complaining that he controls the narrative when you just call on and talk to him, that just seems confusing to me, is all I'm saying.
Well, I think you're the one who's confused, because the question you asked me was, why is it insufficient that you can just call into his stream? Why would you still need to be able to write essays in his subreddit in order to put forth a narrative? The reason is because when you call into someone's stream, they have total control over the conversation.
The question is,
If you call
why
and
is he
request a
so
monologue,
fragile?
They can still sit there, play piano, roll their eyes at you, and the fact that you request a monologue
That he
at all
can't
in the
handle
first place
Destiny
kinda undercuts
dismissing
whatever
him.
you're going to say. The reason he banned me from the subreddit is because it is too powerful of a tool to set narratives. He can stream all day, but after he's done streaming, I can write a really good essay saying, well, here's why I think you're wrong, and here's why I think I'm right. And it would get hundreds of upvotes. He said that my subreddit posts were so good that it created a cancer of MrGirl fans in his subreddit, and he ended up banning me and banning them all. The exact reason he banned me from his subreddit and banned all of my fans is the exact reason I wanted the venue in the first place. Because it's a really strong way to communicate that he cannot control.
Kick this person.
And to be super clear, when you say he banned you, you're saying
He's gonna
by proxy because he allowed his moderators.
This person's
to
been on
correct.
too long.
I feel like you're really just not taking in anything I'm saying, and
I think
you can say one more thing. No, stop. You can say one more thing, and then I have to move to the next caller. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. Or Johnny, if you want to talk to this guy for a couple minutes, go ahead. But I'm done. I'm done with you.
Let's see what he has to say.
Okay.
I mean, I
I'm
think
still
I left that
listening.
I think I left that question at a pretty okay point. Like, I think like I said, the essay in his subreddit is not too far off from just asking to be able to speak for a couple minutes uninterrupted on his stream.
Okay,
Both
I'm going to be
would
putting you
Max being
on,
able to
Jessica.
fully control whatever he wants to say, clear as day, and in both cases, Destiny would be.
All
able to
right,
respond.
she's fucking.
In fact, Destiny
We're
would
making
be able to
progress,
respond
boys.
if it wasn't
You're
us.
probably not gonna get on tonight. I'm
That's all
just
I was looking
gonna.
for with that specific question.
Well, he does stream for like 6 fucking hours.
We're going to
So.
be moving on to the next caller. Sorry, Newton.
Get fucking wrecked,
Good
son.
job, whoever that was.
It's paper scissors.
Take it like a champ.
Oh, that was not paper scissors. That was.
Okay,
Peach
so Jessica, then we're gonna do Merc.
Merc, all right.
Okay.
Okay, Merc, and then after
I don't know
Merc,
what happened. Okay.
I'm probably last. I think I'm last in the queue.
Oh, it is me. Hello.
There's only 4 of us.
Auntie.
Do you think this
Benny,
desk
I'm
can
gonna put you
support my
on
weight?
after Auntie, and then Lacking
I mean, you
X.
look pretty
I'll put you
fit,
on
so I
after
would say so.
Benny.
Yes.
So
we're gonna hammer it out.
if you guys can,
I'm gonna-
just skip the preamble and
You
get
don't think
straight
you're thin?
into whatever you want to talk about.
The real hard-hitting
If
questions.
it starts,
I mean,
if it starts to drag on, I will kick you. from the
Goddamn
call.
right I
I think
will.
you're thin. I don't think
I'm gonna
I
get
would-
right to the
I
fucking
wouldn't
point.
see
You know what? I
Mike,
don't
listen
want
here,
to talk about this
Max.
anymore.
Listen, Max, motherfucker. That's what I'm gonna say to him.
Does it make you uncomfortable? Yes. Okay, we won't talk
I'm
about
gonna pull a Max card.
I want to like lie down. My back hurts. But do you think this is gonna break?
Listen here, Max.
It's a crank desk, so
Maximilian?
like it goes up
Maximus?
and down. So
Is it metal or is it wood?
All right.
it's polycarbonate, I think.
I mean, I think it would. I mean, you can always try it. If it falls, it would be excellent content.
That would be hilarious. I really hope.
Oh, that's true.
This is sexual harassment, by the way.
Okay.
Goodness gracious.
Listen. Well, you guys can start talking if you want. Don't mind me.
Oh well, I mean, most of my questions are for you. However, for Johnny, I love your ears. Where did you get those?
Oh my goodness, thank you. I got them at an anime convention. There was a girl selling them, and she took a lot of care to match my skin tone with them. So thank you.
Did she? Like, was it like kind of custom made in the moment for you, or did she have a bunch of colors available?
She had a bunch of colors available, yeah.
How hard is it to get on?
Oh, you just hook them on your ear.
Oh, really? Like kind of like earrings?
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Jessica. Do you have any initial on the stream in general?
Okay, now we just
I
can't
mean-
see anything.
I mean, we can see your leg. If you lower your legs, you can still see Johnny.
I can't. It's gonna hurt my back too much.
Lower your legs.
Yeah. What? Wait. No, there's no way to do.
Oh my
wait.
goodness.
Wait, maybe I can make a hole.
Not a good look,
Now-
Max.
no, that's not gonna work
Oh.
either.
Yeah. Well, fuck.
It's okay, friend. Just lay down and calm down.
You can hear her just like they can hear me. You're fine.
Hold on.
I did want to ask you, before I continue with the other things, I did want to ask, just so I can kind of gauge where you're at with these two
There
things.
we go. This is perfect.
Oh, that is perfect. That works out extremely well.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm
Johnny,
sure
Johnny, are you
Stardust or
are you
Jerry-
comfortable with this? I don't. Are you okay?
You're comfortable, man.
Wait, what?
I said we're good as long as you're comfortable, man.
Okay. I don't want to be weird. Okay.
Oh, don't worry. Jerry or Stardust aren't watching, so you won't get me too'd again.
Nice. All right.
So I want to find out, first and foremost, what would you consider a request and what would you consider a demand? Or do you think they're different?
A request implies that you are not going to do anything differently if the request is refused. A demand implies that you are.
Okay. How do you react to demands?
Depends on the demand. What do you mean?
Like, so like if, say, Shaylin demanded that you compliment her looks.
I would say no.
And then
I'd freak the fuck out and start throwing things.
If you don't compliment my looks, this is what's going to happen. How would you feel about that?
It depends on what was going to happen. If she's going to make me muffins, then okay.
If she says, if you don't compliment my looks, then I can't be with you anymore.
Oh, I would be very sad because I like being with Shaylin.
But you wouldn't compliment her looks in order to keep
No.
her?
No.
No. Now if she made, so would you?
Are you sorting your mail or something?
No, sorry, I was putting something away. I wish I was
I know,
sorting
I'm-
mail, but I usually throw it away because mail is useless. Everything that gets mailed to me, I can look up online. So that's just a waste of paper. So when you do you feel what you asked Destiny
I'm just
to
thinking,
do
boys.
was a demand or a
The stream took an
request?
unexpected turn.
I feel like this is a really circuitous way of you just saying what you think.
No, it is purposely because I want the audience to hear your answers to these questions prior
Oh,
to me.
okay.
asking.
I've asked Destiny to do a lot of things, so can you tell me what you're talking about? The final boundary where I was like, I'm going to leave your community and I'm going to stop being an orbiter and stop working with you if you don't do this. That's clearly a demand.
Okay. All right. So him saying, "Well, I'm not going to do that." How did that become abusive?
I don't think him refusing the demand in itself is abusive. I think what he's doing is abusive, and I was asking him to stop being abusive.
Okay. So when you say what he's doing, you're at. So okay. So what I'm really thinking is you've been on stream with him for so long. Okay. Most of us were introduced to you from him. And then this Reddit thing happens. And all of a sudden, it becomes, if you don't do this, then I'm not going to talk to you. And then he said, well, I'm not going to do it. And then you become, well, you're abusive. So it's kind of hard for people to think that well, he lets people on and then he lets DGG attack them and doesn't give them his platform to defend themselves. It seems like you were perfectly okay with everybody else getting that treatment, but as soon as it came down to you, all of a sudden, let's
Based.
amplify these abuse allegations.
Is this a question or a statement?
I mean, question and statement. I mean, it's a statement that you can respond to.
You know what I don't like? I don't like combos. No more combos for the rest of the night. You can ask a question or
Okay.
make a statement.
Okay, so what's the difference between Destiny not giving in to your demands
This is a combo. I want you to make a statement or ask a genuine question. That's not. How come when situation A happened, you said B, but when situation C happened, you said D?
Yeah, explain the fucking hypocrisy,
Okay,
motherfucker.
so how come when
Very clear
situation
question.
happened, you had an issue?
Yeah,
with
I
her
might put you-
after?
I might put you on.
I'm saying I
Oh,
won't
okay.
answer questions like
Or
that.
do you need more time?
Okay.
Well, he said he doesn't want
It's not a
combo
real
questions
question.
anymore,
You're
right?
just making,
So,
you're just making an
one
argument.
of my
Yeah,
main
keep it-
questions is
I don't
a
want to.
combo
I don't want to
question,
answer.
so
It's
I
not a real
No
question. I don't want to
combos.
answer.
No more
It
combos.
is an absolute
No
real
more
question.
combos.
It
because
could
you're
have
No,
situation
yourself
A, situation
as
B.
if
That's a
you're
combo.
different and
I don't
special
want-
from
I-
everybody else.
I don't want to answer this question. You think
Why not?
because it's just a statement that you're making.
It's
That's
not
fine.
a statement.
You can make the statement.
can-
You think
Okay,
you
I-
think that
Well,
you think I want special
Merc,
treatment.
do you need
It's
more
just a statement.
time?
Yeah, I'm
You've
gonna
taken a long
reformat my
wind up to make it. You think I want
Okay,
special
Auntie,
treatment?
are you
Okay.
ready?
I mean, I made a few other points, but
Okay,
I mean, if
Auntie,
that's
I'm gonna
what
put you
we're
on
gonna boil it
next
down
because
to. Yes, I think that you're being a spoiled
she
brat.
is kind of not
Okay.
going anywhere.
Got it.
So, one moment, I'm gonna give her a moment to kind of redeem
Or do you want
herself.
a response?
He can't really get anywhere with Max,
Also,
man.
Why did you
It's how the
why
cookie
did you
crumbles.
and Lav exploit Anna in order to bolster your claims?
Do you think that I exploited Anna to bolster my claim?
Of course I don't think you do, but I also don't think Destiny was abusive to you, so we have a difference in opinion there.
That's true. You know what I think? I think in the premise of your question, you should probably choose a premise that we both agree with, and then from that I can answer a question. If you want to say a premise that we don't both agree with, that's not really a question. That's just a statement. So the statement is, I think that you what'd you say? Exploited Anna to bolster your claim. That's the statement you're making.
Yes.
So just make the statement. You don't have to pretend it's a question. Just make a statement. That's fine.
I mean, it could be a question because I would expect a response, and a question is a statement with an expectation of a response.
Yo, what up,
That's
son?
not. I don't think that's really
Hey, Darius.
how I think of
What's
what a
good?
question is. I think that
Okay, but that's how
Johnny
I
might have something to say
So,
about what the difference between.
Give
a,
me one
a
moment.
question
I will get with
and-
you as far as the
and
order.
a statement dressed up as a question.
Okay.
It seems like something she'd be.
I'm gonna
really
double mute. Is that cool?
good
Or
at.
do I need
Does it
to
matter how it's dressed
stay
up?
muted?
Johnny.
Does it really matter if you?
I apologize.
understand the
Say that again?
difference?
Johnny.
Yeah. Do I need to? Can I double mute? Is that okay?
I don't
Yeah,
understand why
I can
you're
send you a message
avoiding
once I'm ready to
about
let you know your order.
I think Johnny.
Okay,
needs
cool.
to step
Appreciate
in.
it.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay. Hi.
I think
So,
Johnny could explain that too.
Do you? So you need another translator, or do I need a translator?
Oh goodness. All right. So I don't exactly know what the misinterpretation is here. Like there is a demand being given that Max wanted the community to be less abusive. I'm not entirely sure what the specifics of that were. I don't think that Max has divulged that yet.
So he didn't want
Right.
the community to be less abusive because the community's always been known widely to be very abusive. He wanted to be able to use Destiny's platform to argue with his community.
That's a very strong statement of what Max would want, but you know, he's not saying anything, so I guess maybe we'll accept it. There's not a lot here that is something that can
Hey,
be
Auntie.
translated like that.
What's up?
He,
I mean,
he made it a demand, and the demand
I was trying to
was not
think
met,
if this
and
caller's
now we're
done. I'm not
just-
really sure I understand what they're
and now we're
talking about.
just dealing with
Alright.
the fallout essentially.
I mean, it wouldn't have been a
So
fallout,
interesting
but
to
there's
see
been
behind the
plenty of times
scenes.
where Destiny
So
orders
okay, I'm
were
gonna
no
put you
longer
in,
orders,
but
have
don't
made
start
demands on
talking
Destiny,
until
and
I
Destiny didn't
until
acquiesce
I
to
tell
it,
you until
and they just
I leave the room.
slithered
Okay.
off onto their own
Okay.
platforms, all day long. So there's been plenty of opportunities of that. There's been plenty
Alright.
instances of that happening.
But it's not that. This is
Okay.
not that. This is like what Max is saying he's dealing with is completely almost separate to any amount of content that he's made with Destiny's actual chat. Like this is Max is saying that this has been an abusive relationship for him, and he is investigating as to whether or not other people have been abused. And again, I'm saying this is all alleged right now for my own sake, but that's not what's happening right now.
Well,
what you're talking about.
Well, the issue is Max, like I said before, Max
Okay,
has been on Destiny's show
so-
plenty of times. He's seen this.
Okay,
I'm
so,
assuming he's seen this. It's
let's
happened
see.
plenty of times, but then it comes.
This is
After
Anthony.
Auntie, I could probably go.
Caller.
I'm
Okay,
almost done
are you ready? Are you ready to talk?
Almost.
Okay, so if you're not ready, I don't want to put you on because I'm just going to kick you out if it seems like it's dragging.
Yeah, exactly.
No offense, Jessica.
Okay, Yakora, lacking.
Yep.
Just
okay, Yakora, lacking. Are you guys presenting some kind of like opposition to what Max is saying? Like what?
What's up?
Do you guys have what you? Do you have what you have ready to be said?
Yes.
Wait. Let me read the super chats. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ride said.
One moment. Let me just message Darius.
You stated that Destiny slept with 90% of his orbiters. We know some he didn't. That clearly account for that 10%. So did you let Destiny fuck you in the ass and take your anal virginity? Okay, I don't want to read that. Thanks for the donation, though. But I don't want to.
You just left the room on accident.
Okay. Right now. Kayumbo said, "What's an NFT? Wasn't there supposed to be a video about this?" Yeah, I'm working on it. It's coming. I started a year ago. Just keeps getting pushed back. Things keep fucking happening.
Bro, I'm so confused. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Yeah, Peach Face was telling me to call them, and then they didn't answer the call. So I don't know what's up there, but yeah, hey, what's up?
Is that the Darius?
Okay, so
it was
give
actually
me one moment. I just want to
the
kind of
Darius.
organize the order in which
conversation
people are going to be calling.
Holy shit. That's what they were planning.
Ultimatum and saying like, if you're gonna keep me banned
That's
from your
the
subreddit
fucking
and
Darius.
dogpile
Holy
management
shit.
community,
Okay,
I need to be able to defend myself. Like you can't ban.
Okay, Darius.
And he said, okay,
give me
I can
one
unban
moment
you.
because I want to make sure we
policy that you don't ban any orbiters from your subreddit because of how you treat people. And then all the orbiters jumped on the call and started dogpiling me. All right. Next caller, what's going on?
Yeah, I just have like a list of questions. Alright, I guess my first question is, does a radio host have an obligation to protect their callers, and how is Steven...
Sorry for the delay, I'm just checking one thing.
Radio hosts have an obligation to protect their callers from themselves? From what?
Or from, like, their audience attacking them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think anyone with a platform has an obligation to not weaponize their audience and attack them.
So Darius, I'm just trying to check with, what did you want to talk with Max about exactly?
Me and MrGirl talked about some of the Destiny stuff in private. When he was trying to get
Steven shits on people and humiliates them.
Talk about
That's
that.
fine. I'm gonna put you on next then. And so this is what's gonna happen for Auntie. It sounds like, depending on how this conversation goes, I may kick him.
I don't know.
If I do, I'll let you know. I'm gonna bring you in the room with me. Let me say what I need to say as far as I'm kicking him, and then you can go and talk. So I'll give you ample time ahead before I do that. But you're gonna go on next.
You see, the question, the hypothetical is just
Yakora,
apart now.
lacking X, Merc. We'll kind of discuss which one of you will go next afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to prove my worth.
So I don't think
okay, thank you guys.
Cool.
Okay, should I
I'm gonna mute myself for a moment.
You can, or you can. I can try to steel man your question and say there's a couple differences. Radio is when you're listening to someone on the radio, you're not seeing them. You don't have a button you can click to go fuck with them. You can't go report their channel and fuck their life up. You can't, you'd have to separately go do extra steps to interact with that person, and that barrier probably puts some safeguards up in place. Another difference is that I don't think Howard Stern is malicious to the people that he works with, and I think Steven is.
All right, it's probably gonna be so. Oh my god, it's gonna be so cringe,
if you're a huge
guys.
platform,
Help me.
You have a lot of responsibility for the people you have power over. Who?
Yeah. It's not only did I derail my own stream, but I also fucking am probably gonna get derailed on the fucking hotline.
I would never betray
Fuck me,
someone,
man.
I think I would only say that if I trust them enough, that I would like never betray them no matter what they did. Even if I found out they were an axe murderer, I still would just be like, all right, well, I have to hold this L because I made a promise.
So if you promised to never betray someone and you found out that they were a serial child rapist,
Niggas will get on the hotline and just say
I feel
anything,
like I would
huh?
just have to hold that L. because I don't know. I feel like I've just
My dude, my man, Benny.
That doesn't.
My
that seems
brother.
like a very absolutist view to take.
Well, yeah, I just wouldn't make that promise in the first place. To be
Oh,
fair.
okay. Sure. Yeah. I guess I have a different definition of betray. So I did promise Steven I wouldn't betray him. But now I see that was interpreted as a promise to allow him to treat me however he wants and allow him to treat anybody else however they want forever and never say anything bad about it or even ask questions about it. Which was not what I was promising.
Okay. Do you think Destiny getting defensive about this is understandable? Or do you think it's just like to manipulate his audience into attacking you?
I think he was just preemptively striking and discrediting me. I think it's a very calculated move. Is he an emotional response? I don't really want to talk about his emotional response, but like, what do you mean understandable?
Like
I would be defensive.
Well,
I think he is a openly and serially abusive person. So obviously, it makes sense to me that he's defensive because he's
so gross.
People are talking to me. So like, yeah, if people come out saying you're an abuser, it's gonna make you feel and look bad. That makes sense that he would be defensive. Absolutely.
But like, let's say you were in Steven's position and you were innocent, but you found out your friend was like talking to your exes.
This happened to me 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Steven interviewed Cherry live on stream without me there, asking her about my sexual misconduct 3 weeks ago.
Yes, public claim.
I mean, you got
he didn't invent the claims. The claims already existed.
I think he shouldn't have done it live. I think if he was going to ask her about it, he should have done
very
it
publicly. It's not like old news that he was digging up or like going through private shit and digging through it. That's fucking ridiculous.
But I mean, like, what do you mean I got defensive about it? I didn't shit on Steven. I didn't say anything bad. I mean, I wasn't like Steven, Steven, you promised you'd never ask anyone if I sexually abused them. Like, no.
Okay.
I didn't smear him. I didn't attack him. However, I also didn't do it. So that probably accounts for a good portion of the difference.
I mean, it's kind of a weird question, but have you like considered starting like a Orbiter union, since like that would be the best way to have like collective action against Steven? Like nobody will go on a stream unless he promises. Or do you think none of the other Orbiters will go with it?
No, well, most of the Orbiters are deeply brainwashed.
Well, okay.
And
well,
most of them hate me at this point too.
So you're fighting for the rights of people who like don't even want the rights, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Ah, fuck.
Did you watch all of the anime?
How cringe. That's all it is, huh?
There's like 200 hours, but I don't want to talk specifically about this.
Okay. How do you feel about Steven saying he'll have like trust issues from now on?
I feel that I'm saying he'll have trust issues from now on. I think that he is positioning himself as the victim.
Yeah, unlike MrGirl, notorious for not victimizing
himself. I don't know if that's
himself.
intentional or what, but like, I think it's a horrible thing to say.
Okay. I have one last question.
Okay.
Would you apologize if no other women came up specifically when it comes to sexual allegations, but not the abuse more generally?
Would I apologize?
Yeah.
For what?
Well, I think at this point you've somewhat publicly stated that you think he's a sexual abuser.
I said that I think he's engaged in sexual misconduct. Do you think that he should be texting Anna privately while he's smearing her as a stalker publicly?
Yes.
I think I mean, if he's doing it as a way to de-escalate her from ruining his current relationships, then I think that would make sense as like a defensive strategy for him. It's
Are you going to answer my question when you're done talking
yes,
about it?
It's
well,
fine.
Also, Johnny, do you want to react to what was just said? Because it was pretty wild, right?
Yeah, that was a little bit wild. The idea that you are not. Oh my god, I don't.
Yeah, but she's Miss Conservative Andy about sex, so I don't.
The only thing harder than starting a sexually abusive relationship is leaving it. So
Sexting is not a defense mechanism.
Yes, it is. It very clearly can be. Yes.
But he tried ghosting her. He tried not talking to her. He tried blocking her. And she
It didn't fucking work.
Sponsorship deals with him. Like, I don't. He tried everything else.
She needs to be silenced. She ruined sponsorship deal with him. Yeah.
Yes, she needs to be silent. She needs to shut the fuck up. Yes. We shouldn't treat all abuse claims like they're equally valid.
Fuck every single person. People don't really want to put ads on that platform that you're using to fuck all those women. And when some of those women become like untethered and freak out because of how you treat them publicly and humiliate and smear them, then sponsors are even more going to be uncomfortable. So I don't agree with the premise here that sponsors should be comfortable.
Accusations without merit should be discarded.
They probably shouldn't be comfortable.
I think Andrew Yang canceled the interview with him because.
Yeah, if I was Andrew Yang, I would cancel an interview with him too. In fact, I'm Mr.
Because
Girl.
of unfounded.
Yes, not unfounded. He is openly abusive.
Unfounded.
He is openly, serially abusive. I am Mr. Girl. I'm a disgusting person.
Darius isn't undeafening himself, so I need
videos out
next person
screaming
on.
At my girlfriend, convincing her to be a sex doll, and I won't even appear on stream with Steven because
Lacking.
of videos.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Whenever.
I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready.
The women.
I'm hyped.
If you can't silence a woman. By smearing her as a
I'm
stalker,
gonna put you in since you
silence
were
her by
waiting.
engaging in a
Okay, so
sexual
what I'm gonna do is
relationship with
I'm
him
gonna move
just to
you
keep her
in with
quiet?
the room,
You think this
and
is
I'm gonna
defense
kick
of
this
him?
caller, and then you can go and start the call. Okay?
Defense. In fact, that would
But
be
don't talk until you leave the room, right?
accusing him of something that is
Sorry,
Cynthia.
I said don't talk until you leave the room.
Because we don't
Yes,
know
please.
It's like a
why
mental
he was
slavery.
engaging.
Thank you.
We don't know why
Okay,
he was
one moment.
engaging with Anna the way that he was engaging with Anna. So why would you be putting
Because
words
that's
in
the only
his mouth
rational
like
explanation for why you would do it, in my opinion.
That's not a
Otherwise,
rational
it is-
explanation. That is not.
This is what I'm saying. You guys are in a fucking cult. This doesn't make it. You're in a cult. Literally, it's a cult. You were in a cult.
I saw
If you
the Anna videos. I saw how.
yeah, that's how you got in the cult. Is you watched too much content and you got DGG brained and now you're fucking insane. The idea of like, oh yeah, well that I can rationalize this. If you no, he's engaging in a sexual relationship with somebody who he has defined as mentally ill and smeared publicly. And you think
Like mentally ill people
to
shouldn't be able to engage in sexual relationships?
No, it's a horribly
that'll be
abusive
the
relationship.
next. Wait, I'm muted in Discord.
If you were in his position, what would you have done?
You think mentally ill people
If you had
can't
if you had an
engage
ex that
in
was
sexual?
calling everybody you talked to and telling them you were abusive. When you
I
weren't,
was abusive.
what would you-
I said in a
No,
video
no,
that
Sorry, Mark. I'm just trying to
I hit my
make sure
ex-wife.
I'm saying
this
saying
conversation's kind of
hypothetically.
wrapping up. I
hurting
apologize for
I
preempting this,
people
but
who-
very
You're good.
soon, actually.
I have been abusive.
I'm a first-time caller.
I've
so
posted
I'm
videos of
probably
me
gonna get dumped
screaming at
pretty soon
Salem,
too, so it's
clearly
fine.
in
You know?
situations and in ways that were abusive.
Thank you for understanding.
I have been abusive. So, okay, what would I do if my
Okay.
ex-wife
I'm
and
gonna do it
Salem
now.
started reaching out to people saying that I was abusive?
No, I'm saying if you weren't abused, like hypothetically, if
I'm ready to go.
Steven,
I know what I
he's
want to.
What
I
are you
know.
talking about?
I got
The
it.
relationship with Anna is inherently abusive. What are you talking about?
Wait, well, I
Because
don't-
of her-
I clearly
her
don't see it that way,
actions.
So I'm saying hypothetically, if it wasn't abusive, but you had an
Okay.
ex that was reaching out to
Okay,
everybody.
so if I
you
was
wanted to talk
okay,
to.
okay, so let's say, so is it me or a different version of me that hasn't admitted that I've been abusive
It's
in the past?
you are Steven. And
No,
you weren't abusive. but you
Steven
had-
Steven has admitted that he's been in abusive relationships too. So
I don't think he counts Anna as one of those. I think he was talking about his ex-wife.
great. So we both have ex-wives in our marriages were abusive. So we both have admitted this. Okay. So what's the situation now? What's the hypothetical?
So you date you have sex with a girl.
A girl who's a
And-
content creator or just a random girl?
I don't think she was.
Anna wasn't a content creator
In the
prior.
hypothetical, please just tell me the hypothetical.
All right, she becomes the content
Okay, guys.
creator. after you have
One
sex.
moment. I just want to make sure that sounded fine.
If I had sex with someone and they became a content creator, I wouldn't bring them on my stream.
You're a fucking idiot.
I mean, okay.
Have you ever seen any of my
Okay.
friends come on my stream?
one moment. I need to get Darius. Call Darius.
Okay.
Wait, is this a new person? then?
Mainstream. Yes.
Oh, hey.
Hello, Max.
Hey.
So, what the whole problem with Anna and their relationship, just continuing a little bit with the last caller.
The last caller just
that-
got kicked. The last caller just got kicked. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
sure.
Sorry.
This might be a really short.
Okay, if there's
conversation.
anyone here
The
listening
mods
in the
are
audience that
amazing.
wants to get
I-
screened
Yes.
to get on,
Paper was like,
please
hey, can I
type in the
just, like,
requests
save you?
and try to contact
And I was like,
Almost Genius or
do whatever you want to do, and it's been great.
Peach Face.
This is the best
Okay.
hotline ever. So if you want to continue down the line, you can, but I think you might get kicked instantly.
It's not to do with her specifically.
Okay.
It's the idea that you as a person, you're weaponizing and attacking people in the background and using personal information to sell this narrative, but then Destiny calls you out for it and he's being abusive. And like, help me understand. Like, why do you think that's okay?
Why don't you ask a question or make a statement? So what the statement you're making is, I don't think what you're doing is okay. And then you're asking me, why is it okay? I don't really agree with the premise that it's not okay.
My statement is that you're weaponizing and attacking people in the background, and you're using
Okay.
personal information to sell your narrative.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, I don't agree that I'm doing that. So that's a combo
Next
question
one
and
up.
statement. I don't think that's true. So
Yeah,
if you ask me a
are you
question.
ready
we
or
need to-
Benny?
We need to have a
I
shared
can,
sense
if-
of reality. Like if
Okay.
I said, why does the moon
Cora,
I'm
gonna put you in next,
a
um,
dog every night? You wouldn't really
and
be able to
so,
answer that.
sorry if you already
question, 'cause you don't
understand
think
this,
the moon
but
turns into a
what
dog
I'm gonna
every
do
day.
is
That
I'm
doesn't
gonna
make
bring
any
you into
sense.
the room.
So
Do
you need
not
to,
speak
you need to decide on
until I
something that you
kick
think we both think in order to be able to even
kick the
ask me a
caller.
question.
Well,
So,
you're contacting the
I'm trying to see what this guy's talking about, and it seems like that's not really getting off the ground.
When you say in the background, you mean I'm not
Yeah,
doing
it's
it on
fucking
stream?
it's the MrGirl Hotline, right? MrGirl will not allow criticism to get off the ground.
I'm kind of keeping up with
I want.
everything,
Please don't change
and
the subject. Please. This is really important. You just said in the background, and I'm confused about what that phrase means.
in the background, you're mining people for information.
Yes, I understand the sentence. The question is, what does the phrase "in the background" mean in this sentence?
Behind the scenes, without Destiny's knowledge, without the viewer's knowledge, without
So the question is, why am I
What's up?
interviewing
What
people
is
about
Cutie?
sexual abuse allegations
So you strong-
privately instead of publicly?
Sorry, I'm listening to like so many things at once. I'm trying to see what this guy's talking about.
It's more of
Okay, so
Well, do you think I should
Okay,
be? Do you
I'm
think
gonna-
if I
I'm
was
gonna
going to
put you
interview
on,
somebody
Yakora.
about whether they've been sexually abused, I should do it in public or in private?
I think
public.
the manner you conduct yourself when you interview that person is important, and you're selling the narrative that Destiny is abusive before you even
Okay, so
really talk to these people.
Yakora, I'm
If
gonna
you can't
put you
answer this
in
question,
probably soon.
I won't
Paper's
talk till
gonna.
he's kicked.
I'm
What do
starting
you
to get-
want,
I don't know
a
Paper
chipmunk
I don't know Paper that
or an
well. I don't know
ogre?
Paper that well, but I'm starting to get to know him by how
Whatever
he's
you
moderating
want,
this,
man.
and I think Paper's like a fucking shark. You're in a canoe, buddy. You're in a canoe in the middle of the ocean, and Paper's circling underneath you. And if you don't answer this question,
What
I
the
think he
fuck
might just
is
come up
that?
for a chomp. The question
What's the
is,
question?
do you think that I should conduct interviews about sexual abuse in public? or
Paper's
private?
mic's fucked.
I think you
Does he know it's fucked? Is that on purpose?
Okay, so when you say in the background, I think we should probably just strike that from your question because it implies some nefarious intent, like it would be better if I did it in public. But you don't actually think that, and I don't think it either. So what's the rest of the question?
Well, I think what you are doing is kind of nefarious. You're like earlier on in the stream, you said everything you investigate, you vet before you say, but
Yeah.
you contact people, like not always. You know, just reference for this the DGG drama and what's going on right now.
Okay.
You're contacting people. And
Okay, I'm gonna let it go on a little bit longer because it sounds like it's going somewhere.
Before you gather and vet the information. That's the.
But hang in there,
When you
Yakora,
hear me
because
say
it might
he-
happen.
When you
I
hear me say
appreciate
that
working with me
Stephen
on
is
this.
abusive, do you think that I'm saying that I think there is a secret thing that has happened that no one knows about, and I'm trying to find it? Or do you think I'm saying, this is a fake question. I'm doing it now. Okay. When I say Stephen is abusive, I mean I have witnessed him be openly abusive consistently for the entire time I've known him to multiple people. I think he's an abusive dude, and I think he's created an abusive atmosphere that is particularly gruesome when it's combined with his sexual relationships with the women that he works with. So that's more of an opinion or an observation I've made. It's not that I think there's something that I'm gonna find out that's gonna confirm that. It's more like I know that I know that this is an abusive situation. My eyes are open now, and do you want to talk about it? That's kind of what I'm saying. I'm not saying like, is there some secret terrible thing that's happened to you? In some cases, there are, where people are telling me things that are disturbing that he has said and done. But that's not the premise. The premise I'm saying is like he's openly abusive, and it's a combination of emotional abuse and sex, and it's really disturbing. And this pattern is really clear to me and really disturbing, and I want to talk about it. I'm coming forward. And do you want to come forward with me?
Okay. Why is it disturbing to you?
You mean specifically what about the system is disturbing to me?
Why is him having sex with people like off stream and not talking about it and disclosing it? Why is that disturbing to you?
The combination of a emotionally abusive and psychologically abusive and manipulative atmosphere where people are terrified of what he's going to do if he speaks out against them, or if they speak out against him, and introducing sexual relationships there, I think is really bad. But I don't know all the details. I'm just saying I'm just saying what I see externally, the way I see him treat people publicly, and the way I see his community treat people, and the things that he does or does not do to protect those people, is just really, really disturbing and abusive. And then if you combine that with sex, it's way worse.
Yeah, but okay. So I can see what you're coming from, but
okay.
So these power dynamics or whatever, that the whole like everything you've been talking about basically, and these sexually abusive relationships and all that stuff, that's pretty common for the most part of the internet, isn't it?
I don't think that abuse, rape, sexual misconduct.
Sexual misconduct specifically is what I'm talking about.
I don't think that any of these ideas, child molestation, child beating, domestic violence, I don't think any of these things, and I'm not saying Stephen has done these things, I'm saying as concepts, as crimes of abuse between people, they're not really mitigated by being more common. I think it actually makes it worse.
You think it makes it worse for it being more common?
Well, yeah, like I said that my relationship with my ex was violent, right? There were times where I hit her, there were times where she hit me. And the fact that most of the relationships around us were not abusive, that either of us could have gone for help for people who don't think that's right and don't think that's normal, is a good thing. If I hit my ex and then she looks around at all my friends and they all hit their exes, I think that makes the abuse worse.
Okay, yeah. I can see that. It's just the whole thing is, I don't know if you're doing it intentionally or not. It's just like how you're describing it is, I don't know, not coming off the correct way, but...
I don't know what you mean by the correct way. If by correct you mean sanctioned by Destiny, well, I would imagine not. He probably doesn't want you to think of him that way. What do you mean by correct?
I mean correct, like it seems like you're doing this as a personal attack. So like an example is Destiny said when he kicked you off of his, or banned you off of his Reddit, and he banned all your fans off of Reddit, that he was cutting out a tumor. That you were an aggressive tumor, and you were going to stir up all this stuff in his Reddit or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you're doing right now, or at least that's how it seems.
Yeah, Destiny defined me as a malignant tumor because I said that he was not providing enough moral pushback to the Nazi that he was platforming. I thought it was wrong for him to platform a Nazi who tried to overthrow the government and who seemed
so you might get bumped for one call because Darius is going to be unmuting himself.
So
man,
pushback.
Let's go.
Defends himself.
We're going to
Mr. Darius.
ban me.
Sounds good.
Eventually.
So it wasn't for you defending on the Reddit and posting like 600, 700 comments in a month or anything, or being super aggressive or anything like that? It was because of the Nick Fuentes stuff?
Well, what do you think those comments were about?
Do this quick.
You were someone attacked you on the Reddit, and you were defending yourself. That's all that was said on Destiny stream. And
what were they attacking me? What were they attacking me about?
I don't know. I'm
Hey, Darius.
Okay, dude, so somebody attacked me.
So
and
get
I was
ready.
defending
I'm gonna
myself
put you in the office or the room.
Conversation back and forth with
if you could just hold off on speaking until I kick the other user.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that right now.
Like you see the problem. Okay, well I don't think so either. So you see the problem is that he's literally saying, "Don't get in the way of the dog pile." When I shit on you, or when the community shits on you, you have to lay down and take it. Well, I think that's abusive. I don't agree that I have to lay down and take it. I think I should be allowed to stand up for myself.
I just
and then when I saw the resistance to me standing up for myself, I slowly started to realize, oh, this is actually an abusive community and an abusive relationship. And it all culminated a couple days ago when Shaylin told me that I'm one of the victims. I'm not some hero, cop, investigator, journalist breaking a story. I'm one of the victims. And I burst into tears and realized that she was right.
Wah, fucking crybaby.
It took me a really long time to figure this out, because I thought I could outsmart an abusive dynamic. I thought because I'm so smart about people that I can keep myself above this and that I won't get sucked into this.
You are smart about people.
It can't happen to me because I'm strong. I'm smarter than Steven. I'm stronger than Steven. I'm more talented than Steven. So of course, I'm older than Steven. Of course, he can't keep me under. Can't suck me into an abusive relationship. I don't care how famous he is or how much power he has or how much money he has. It can't happen to me, but it did. It can, and it did.
Question for you. Did you, when you initially started messaging people, and I'm not going to ask you any specific questions about that content, when you started messaging people, was it because you realized that you had more stake in the situation than you originally thought?
So
like, what was the thought process behind
Jakura,
okay, I've
put you
witnessed
on,
some of these
once Darius
things,
is
I
done
now
talking. So
realize that these people may be
so right now we got Yakura,
what was the
lacking
thought
X,
process past that to actually-
QT,
me.
Okay, so let me write this down. Yakura,
cool,
lacking
Hello.
Q2.
That was nice. That was good. The idea that the community is abusive was coalesced in my head. It took a long time to get there, but I eventually started thinking it and believing it, feeling it, and the idea that
making himself believe
it's
it.
not just him being irresponsible; it's that he actually is actively abusive. And that kind of coalesced in my head as I became, the more I pushed back, the more I was cut out, and I was like, oh, this is like an abusive system. I was like, I can see the other orbiters really
weren't cut out. Fuck off.
Kind of finalized it, where it's like,
you come on stream anytime, motherfucker.
Family, they all hate each other. They turn against each other and they blame each other for the abusive parent. You know, I saw how much the other orbiters loathed me, and how much they hated that I was calling Steven abusive. That's when I was like, this is like an abusive system, and I really have to get out of here.
Or maybe they just think you're
It has
insufferable.
to change, or I have to get out. And so then I got out, and then I heard some more things that were like, made it feel like it's not enough for me to just get out.
Wah.
That I have to.
Wow, you're such a fucking savior.
Stop it.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that, honestly. Yo,
Darius.
what's up, guys? What's up, gang?
My man.
What's
Please.
up, gang? Hey, Johnny. Just before we get into this, can I take like 2 seconds to do a little thing? If that's okay, Mr. Girl. I'm gonna advertise myself a little bit, if that's okay.
What do you want to advertise?
Okay. So Johnny, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna give it $1.50 right now. I think you're an absolute baddie. Okay, I think you look.
Stop.
Let's go. She is a baddie.
I might kick Darius.
I bet she got a baddie.
Stop.
Dari,
I'm gonna kick you.
My man.
No, stop. If you say another word about
So depending how this call goes, I'm trying to.
stream, you are going to be banned forever. Do
Trying to
not.
see.
Okay.
Do not.
This guy's gonna
Max
talk.
Carson. I'm a fucking bad person.
No. Stop.
My man.
Okay.
Stop.
All right. Okay.
Stop.
Okay. All right. Well, going into it then. Okay, we talked.
Look,
we
she's
talked
flattered.
PG.
Fuck you,
Do
Mr.
you
Girl, you're a
think,
pussy.
You kind of went about this in a little bit of a goofy way.
I don't think it's a good idea for you to talk about this with me on stream.
Fuck off.
I was gonna actually suggest that if you wanted to after stream, we could talk and kind of show you a couple things I think may have been where you went wrong with this whole fiasco. I get like I said when we talked about it, I get your underlying premise, but I think you might have gone on about this.
Okay, so hey, Yakura, I'm putting you on next.
Way, but we can talk about it in a more private setting.
Sounds good.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, so beyond that, that was like my whole thing I wanted to spiel about. That I mean, okay, you don't have to say anything, Johnny. But
I'm sure Darius is mad about the.
Just think about that. Just think about that for. Okay.
I'm okay, thank you.
Okay.
She's lying.
All right. Well, that's all I had. All right, I gotta go then. We can talk later.
Soy.
He's been kicked from the server.
From the server?
No.
Did she ask you to do that, motherfucker?
Hi.
The bad parson strikes again.
Stop this real quick here.
I'm up next.
So
I'm sweating.
Can you hear me?
Paper.
After
your
Yakura.
I was gonna say paper ban Darius from ever calling in again, but I think
so.
I think we're
lacking.
I think we're all on the same page.
Are you ready?
Hell yeah.
What's up?
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go, boys. Let's go. This is gonna be a fucking shit show, and I love it. I'm ready to be embarrassed in the public square. It's my fetish.
Would you say that DGG
I'm gonna masturbate to this later. Let's go.
defended you or supported
Wait,
you at all?
please. I can't take it anymore. Before you speak, please, for the love of God. Mr. Girl, I think
Why is he sitting like
DGG
that?
defended you through all of these
Who,
false
Mr. Girl?
allegations against you.
Or me?
All these people thought you were a pedophile or a rapist or whatever the fuck, and they stood by you. How dare you? How dare you turn and stab
That's not my
Steven?
question.
Okay, just can you make it a statement or a question?
Sure.
I can't.
Sure.
Okay.
You know what I'll do?
So,
I'm gonna do
I
a
would say
big dick
most
power play.
orbiters have an
Right?
up and down.
I'm gonna pull Max Carson. I'm gonna make a statement.
I think they go some.
I'm just
some
gonna
people,
stare
they go
off
very
into the
high and They
camera.
go very low. So,
No. But
As
I'm not
for
gonna
the
ask.
def-
I don't
I
have any
think they defended
questions.
you.
Right? I'm not asking a goddamn
and,
question today.
Myself included, on DGG's on the subreddit, we defended you a lot for that. So that leads. The reason I was going to ask that question on how you view it is because I am curious what amount of pushback, criticism, hatred, all that. How much of that do you think is a response to your actions, your controversial videos, take, art, whatever you want to call it, and how much do you think of it is from Destiny?
I don't know that you can quantify something like that, but I think that
Only
he's
one of my
created a
chats is
community
updating.
that
I don't know when
his
that guy said that.
relationships are like high highs and low lows. It's a roller coaster that pulls people in and is addictive. When you're on top, it's great, but usually you're on top at someone else's expense. It's a bloodbath. It's a gladiator pit. Pretending it's about debate or discussion, even
Yes, it's about
conversations
drama.
that
It's
are
blood
not supposed to be
sports,
combative.
motherfucker.
There's a winner and a loser, and if you win, it feels great, and because you shat on someone else and you get to watch them get dogpiled, and then until you realize that it's actually severely impacting their mental health, then you feel guilty, but you also still feel good because you're on top. But you just had to sacrifice another human being's well-being to do it. It's all fucking horrible.
I can understand that.
Okay.
To me, as an outsider, it kind of feels like that is a byproduct of being a streamer that has won very hard conversations, and in blood sports spheres like Destiny's and Twitch in general.
Wait, you just no, I don't. This is bullshit.
Okay.
It's not a byproduct. It is.
It is the show. But the show's awesome.
I think that's a natural product.
No, it is not natural. He smeared me. What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about him smearing you. I'm talking about the communities. You're saying at an expense, people are going to go high highs and low lows.
It always happens because somebody smears somebody. The community is set up to dogpile people.
So you don't think people?
God, why do I have to pee right
based
now?
On the
I'm so
merits of the
mad.
Conversation.
I think that's a small part of it. I think the community is just bloodthirsty, decides and it's like, no, it's a fucking cult. It's a hive mind. No, it's not merit based.
So if it's a hive mind, so you think
if you are
it's
on the
all
wrong
collective.
side, if Steven decides you should get dogpiled, and you don't agree that if you don't agree with the dogpile and you speak out against it, they will literally ban you. You're actually only allowed to be on one side, especially if it's Steven's involved. If it's Steven against someone else, you can't. You know how many posts he's removed about him sexting Anna in the last week? It's like 15 or 20. Posts with like
not a good
300
look.
to 500 upvotes, all being like, "Wait, seriously?" He said, "This is fucked up. They're all gone."
And there's also tons of comments that were there for a long time that were very aggressive at him for it. So I'm not trying to make an excuse, and I wasn't really trying to
Well,
even talk about this.
I guess that just
specifically.
slipped out, I guess, but it's not really a response to what I'm saying. You're in a cult. You're in a cult. You are in a cult.
You can say that. That's fine. I disagree with you, obviously.
I know.
So,
He's jealous. He wants to create his own
You said
cult.
it's hard to quantify, but you would say you can't give me a rough estimation. What you would think, like if you were to say a percent, would you say 50%? Would you say 100?
I would say the framing of the question doesn't make any sense. It is overly simplistic and a bizarre question.
All right. So then, my next question to you then would be: you said at the start of this stream that you responded to criticisms of your past streams and made adjustments to make, hopefully, a stream better for your audience. When they were criticizing you there, are they a hive mind or are they individuals making criticisms that
You know what? I might do a MrGirl conversation and be like, I feel betrayed by you.
Are they a hive mind?
Right. You said
Let's do
DGG
it.
is
That
a
sounds
hive
perfect. That sounds like the
with their
perfect angle.
criticisms
I
and
might
their
just
content.
scrap
That's
everything.
That's not a attack on the individuals of DGG. It is designed to be that way. You get kicked out or silenced or banned if you disagree with the narrative that Steven says. Steven says how things are, and if you don't agree with him, then you get banned.
But there are
or
so many
silenced.
people that disagree with Destiny and that stay there and that have been there for a long time, myself included.
That's fine.
I'm
but-
unbanned, and I defended you even to this day, up until probably not this instance.
Do you
but
think
when I-
that
Mhm.
that mass banning people for disagreeing with Steven increases or decreases
Hey,
conformity?
lacking.
I would agree that it makes conformity.
Hey man,
but
I'm
there's a
gonna put you
distinguishing
in.
factor.
Okay,
In
you're asking
that
me a
if-
question, and you're like unable.
It's time.
So I'm gonna give this guy a chance.
It's
But now it's
fucking
not
time.
really.
Okay, and I don't even. Is this a real question? You said when your community
Okay.
gives you feedback, do you think they're a hive mind or?
I'm sorry.
Are you actually?
just gonna stay.
I am
Stay on
asking you
tap.
that because you
Just
said
trying
I
to
don't want to
listen
know
how
why
this
you're
conversation
asking me
goes.
that. I'm
I
asking.
can feel it in my veins.
Okay, can I give you a real answer? Okay, I find it very scary
Let's
when I look
go.
at my Discord and I look at my subreddit and I see
We're almost
people
ready, boys.
using phrases and words that I use verbatim. I find it very scary when I see people copying my arguments and pasting them. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. So I do a lot to try to curate a community that is not a hive mind, where people are free to
Well, that's a good one.
disagree
You're
with
preying
me,
on a mentally ill
to
woman.
disagree with me, with my character, to criticize me, to have views that I find abhorrent and disgusting and awful. All the Nazis in the world are welcome to join my community and express themselves and speak freely, or whatever the fuck. I try really hard to make sure that it does not become a cult of personality, that people just trying to align themselves with me. I think I've worked really hard to do that, and I think I've done a pretty good job of it.
Okay.
I see Steven doing the exact opposite of that. I see him working really hard to ensure a high level of conformity in his community. And he even said that. I mean, that was kind of, I said, you're abusive. I said, this
There's nothing wrong
system
with
is
that.
abusive. And he said, well, it has to be that way, because if it isn't, I'll lose my grip on the community. So, yeah.
You want him to give up
I think I had this
narrative
entire conversation
control
with him. Obviously, he is
for
increasing conformity.
you to
have
control his
over the
narrative.
narrative. And I don't want to build like a money printing machine or a woman fucking machine or whatever the fuck his, I don't even know what his stream is right now. I don't want that. Whatever he has, I don't want it. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in making art and talking about it and having conversations with people about topics that are difficult and interesting to talk about. And I don't want a weaponized audience that agrees with whatever I say.
Okay, so I don't know if we can get past one part of what I wanted to say, but
okay.
I was gonna say that you say that like if you disagree, you get banned. I think in certain respects.
No.
Or you
I'm
don't,
not
if
saying.
you don't
I'm not.
follow
I'm
his
saying.
narrative. Is that right?
I'm not saying no. Obviously, he cannot literally ban every single person who doesn't follow his narrative. I'm saying he uses bans to shape the narrative. If there's too much of a counter narrative, he will start banning people. I'm not saying the threshold is at 0, that if you say anything he doesn't agree with, he'll instantly ban you. Obviously, there'd be no community if he did that. I'm saying there is a tolerance level, but it's pretty low.
Okay.
And if a post or a sentiment starts to get too popular that makes him feel uncomfortable or bad or seems like a threat to his grip, then he will shut it down with bans. And he said this himself. So it's pretty obvious that it's happening, and he knows it's happening, and he acknowledged it, and that's why I left.
Okay. So if let's say for your community that a lot of people together, they started doing similar criticisms, like they're starting to sound the same, they're all having a lot of criticisms to you, and it's something that you're not willing to budge on. How would you combat that situation, even if they're continually
combat
growing?
what? What is there to there's nothing to combat.
This is a hypothetical.
Wait, there's nothing to combat. Like, after the doll review. I lost 20% of my Patreon. I lost long-standing supporters who wrote me huge 20 messages about how I need to go to therapy, change my relationship with Shaylin, stop abusing her, find myself. So many people saying this to me in all different forms, and me just saying like, well, I just disagree with you. I just don't agree. I just don't think it was an abusive conversation. I get why you're saying it. I don't think the doll review is abusive. I don't agree with you. It was a strong sentiment in the community that it was. So what?
Oh, sorry.
It's like, so what?
Well, I haven't been on Patreon. Is that something where people can stay around and chat afterwards?
No. Patreon is just monthly donors. It's people giving their money. Okay.
So then, specifically within a respect to like a subreddit, let's say that the people are disagreeing with you, and you are not going to budge, but they do not leave. So they continue and they continue and they get more of and they start actually pulling your viewers to disagree with you.
Yeah.
Until it becomes, I'm not gonna say like all, but like a heavy amount of the people on there are literally there to make fun of your viewers, mock your beliefs, and basically just shit on the stream. How would you just let that happen and hope that they go away like the Dave Rubin subreddits, or what would you do to try to remedy that?
Hey, lacking.
I don't know what you're saying. I'm trying to remedy.
This guy's just talking about the same stuff over and over again.
Here's here's hot post from the top. MrGirl abuse hotline.
Max is talking, so I don't want to interrupt him.
Hotline, but everything Max says falls apart so easily. Destiny playing piano and
just
saying...
hang in there for a moment. Sorry, I don't mean to keep
tapping
you.
What you're going to say. It's not going to change what I asked you, Max. Is Destiny being dismissive? Is Destiny being dismissive? But that doesn't mean Max has no say. Okay, that's the top post. Next post. Given everything that's happening, I think it's good to go back and double check our conclusions about Dr. K and Healthy Gamer. Dr. K could still be an unethical piece of shit. I'm realizing I may have gotten swept up in the whole in-group, out-group thing. Okay, those are two very negative posts. That one has 122 upvotes.
Yes.
If you actually respected Steven as a friend, you should have brought it up to him first in private. 59 upvotes. I don't care about Destiny Orbiter drama. Where is the content, bro? 51 upvotes. Even if MrGirl is entirely good faith about Destiny, he is not the one that should investigate him. 27 upvotes.
The point of all this, reading out all of this, I guess,
Yes.
is to say that whatever this
My
hypothetical
God, why is she on this
is
episode?
already absolutely
Jesus
happening.
fuck.
Okay, lacking.
Yeah.
To Matt.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in. Give me 1 moment.
All right.
Okay, lacking.
All right.
Unmute yourself. Okay, get ready. I'm putting you in. Don't talk until I talk.
Okay.
Can you give me an example for me? Give me a hypothetical.
So the Dave.
Oh, you're gonna get kicked.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Yep. You see what happens? Don't do that, folks. Don't do it. Okay.
All right, let me get my camera on here.
Hold on. I'm gonna read some super chats. It's great how you're crying about how unfair Destiny is to you and not letting you speak while you're actively having anybody who pushes back against you deplatformed and disconnected. We should call you Forethought too. I think I've already addressed this, so I'm not gonna respond. But I appreciate the donation. You see how you were uncomfortable answering my question about sex with Destiny? Why are you such a creepy fuck? Sliding into late teen and early 20-year-old DMs and begging for their sexual history details is fucked up. Okay, just to be clear, the DMs I'm sending people say, I'm coming forward as an abuse victim of DGG. I'm concerned about what I see as a pattern of abusive behavior towards female orbiters, and are you interested in talking about it? I don't think this, Turtle says, I don't think the sexting has to be while he is slandering her to be irresponsible. I believe it is irresponsible to at any point sext her after his initial streams with Anna. I was a DGG fan when all that went down. I got mind fucked like these guys. Thanks, Turtle, for the donation. And you're right. If you smear them and you sex them afterwards, fuck. Are people seriously saying Destiny is being forced to sext Anna? What the fuck is happening? Thank you for the $5. Yes, I was joking when I said that, but like seriously, like if you're like a teacher and you start having an inappropriate sexual relationship with a student, and you're afraid they're going to out you, so you have to keep having sex with them even after you don't want to, that doesn't make you like a good person. That's not good behavior. That's still sexual abuse. It's really bad. And probably common. $5 from Kayembo. Does Johnny have any stalker stories, either stalking or being stalked? Kayembo, you're a little insensitive sometimes. I think I've seen you talking about this in the Discord, how some things you don't feel things sometimes about certain things. This would be one of those cases where we're not going to ask Johnny this question, but I appreciate you thinking about it. Thanks for the subscription, Departure. Okay. Next caller. What's up?
Max Carson, Bad Parson, That Darkness.
Hey.
My contention is that there is nothing wrong with sexting Anna while she's talking about she's crazy on stream. I think that Anna can both be a crazy stalker, and he can still talk to her if she won't leave him alone. And that if she's going to come and continuously go on stream and talk about how...
Before you say there's nothing wrong with it, are you interested in contending with any of the arguments people have made about why it's wrong, or you're just going to say it's not wrong and then describe the situation?
I just don't think that there have been any sufficient arguments for why it's wrong.
Are you gonna push back against any of them, or?
I would just say that
they're wrong.
I would say that I don't think you should give... I would say that she's an abuser, and I don't think that you should give her moral consideration if she's going to continuously slander him and demand his attention consistently.
Would it be okay if somebody slanders you? Is it okay to rape them at knife point?
I think that there's a proportional... No. First of all, let me just say no.
If somebody slanders you, is it okay to rape them at knife point?
No.
Okay, so slanderers do get moral consideration in your value system.
Yes.
Okay. So can you explain why in this situation Anna doesn't get moral consideration from you?
I think that there are levels of moral consideration. So I think that if someone is as a hypothetical, if someone's consistently, every time you see them, they insult you, they're rude to you and dismissive of you, I think it's okay to insult that person. I don't think it's okay to assault that person. Where I would also say that I don't think, I guess it's fine to insult people if you want to. I think it's, depending on the context, it's probably morally neutral. I just think that there are some actions that you can engage in that are not justified if someone's not aggressing on you, but are justified if they are aggressing on you.
Okay, so you think that what he's doing is unethical, but it's okay because she did something unethical first?
I don't think that there's anything unethical about sexting. And I also don't think there's anything unethical about talking about how someone's crazy on stream if they are they are doing unhinged crazy things too.
So her not getting moral consideration doesn't matter because you don't think he's doing anything immoral in the first place?
No.
Well, so I guess we didn't need to talk about whether she gets moral consideration. My hypothetical about the knife point thing was just completely pointless because you don't think he's doing anything even morally gray? Everything is fine. Is everything fine?
I think that she's an adult and she can handle sexual contact, and I think it's very infantilizing to say that she can't.
And so I am sexist.
Well, you are I'm sexist too. Don't worry. We can be sexist together.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
But you're saying I have a sexist belief if I'm saying that this situation is it's sexually unethical because I'm taking away her agency.
I think it's very infantilizing, yes.
Okay.
And yeah, I would say you're taking away her agency.
That was a big turn from she gets no moral consideration from her bad behavior to I'm sexist for even thinking that there might be something unethical or that there is something unethical unfolding before us.
I hold both of those positions, yeah.
Okay. I don't really want to talk about this anymore.
All right.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, but this thing of narrative control. Why do you... I was about to do a thing that you hate.
Thank you.
I think...
I've been doing it too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it is appropriate... I will say that I don't think it is appropriate to cede all narrative control to someone else because they come on your platform. And I think that it is very reasonable and non-immoral to have narrative control of your own platform. I disagree with Destiny's moderating decisions, but I don't think that's moral or abusive.
Do you think I've asked him to cede all narrative control?
I think you've very clearly asked. I think you've very clearly taken issue with the fact that he has all of the narrative control, and you think that's inherently abusive.
Do you think that there's a difference between asking someone to give you all narrative control and having a problem that they have all narrative control? You made those two statements as though they're the same, but they're pretty different.
I think that the actions that he could take to cede narrative control to you would rob him of narrative control.
I need you to answer this question, or I want to never talk to you again.
All right, go ahead.
Do you see that there's a difference? You just said these two things as though they're the same, but they're different.
Yes, they're different.
Do you see the difference? Do you see the difference between me wanting all narrative control and me having a problem that I have zero narrative control?
Absolutely, there's a difference.
Okay. I think my problem was the second one. I wanted some narrative control. I wanted some guarantee that even if you're going to shit on me, lie about me, misconstrue what I say, trigger your community to dogpile me, I want to be able to write subreddit posts. I don't think that's asking for all narrative control. That's asking for kind of minor amount of narrative control.
Well, I don't think that's asking for all narrative control. I think that equal narrative control is you have a platform and he has a platform. I don't think you're not a small streamer. While he does have access to a larger audience, I think your audience
feels like you're changing the subject.
The amount of narrative control that you have. I think that because of you also have a platform, meaning that you have narrative control because you can spread whatever narrative that you want on your platform.
Do you think that me asking to not be banned from his subreddit is asking for a large amount of narrative control?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think? I feel like it's asking for a pretty small amount of narrative.
But I also
control to
agreed with
say,
you
like,
on that. So.
Well, great. So then we should probably stop arguing about it if you agree with me on it. You
But
might
that's
as well
not.
just, you might as well just agree with what I'm saying then. We don't have to pretend we're having an
But
argument.
that isn't your only contention with how much narrative control he has. You have a problem with the whole system.
Before you change the subject, I would just like to get this out of the way. Me asking to not be banned in his subreddit, which was, I think, the only thing I asked for in that final conversation. I said, I need you to not ban all my fans and not ban me and not ban Orbiters from your subreddit to prevent them from reversing dog piles or speaking up for themselves. I want this guarantee of freedom of expression for your Orbiters. If you have someone who you don't want to be able to post in your subreddit and you want to ban them, you should stop streaming with them too. You should kick them out of the orbit. But as long as you're working with someone and somebody's basically working for you, they should be able to speak out against you or about what you've said about them at any time on your subreddit. Do you think that that is asking for a large amount of narrative control?
That's a good question. How much narrative control does that actually give you? Is that asking for a large amount of narrative control?
Yeah.
Because he can ban you regardless. It's morally neutral to ban people, but Max, you're saying that you disagree with why you were banned. You think that you were causing too many people to disagree with him.
Yeah. And he said, sorry, if you break TOS, obviously he should ban you. If you break the terms of his rules in the subreddit, then sure, ban people. I'm not saying you should, I'm saying you shouldn't ban people because you don't like what they're saying. I think you're getting kicked.
All right, I appreciate it. Max Cars. Wow. I see. That was interesting. That is about how I thought it would go. I actually went a little bit better than I thought it would go. But it was very clever. What I thought was clever was the way that I very clearly, I brought up the concept of narrative control. And I said that he was ceding narrative control by giving you narrative control, by giving Max narrative control. He shifted that to a very specific topic about the subreddit, about how much narrative control asking for to not be banned from the subreddit would give him. And then accused me of changing the subject. That is very much a Max. That is just, I just got maxed. I got Max Carson, Bad Parson, That Darkness, dude. That's crazy. That is I'll probably end up making a video on this. But yeah, that was money, dude. All right. That's about what I thought would happen. Let's go. All right. Well, I'll be making a more in-depth video on that. I'll be breaking down the conversation. I think I did relatively well. When he did the question thing, I think I did pretty well on that too. So, all right. I think that's going to be in the stream. I'm going to have to review this footage and go over it. So, that was anticlimactic, I will say. Peace out, boys.